Happy Sunday. Welcome to another Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 live stream. Welcome to Raleigh-Durham. Welcome to this beautiful airport. This is a really cool airport. I like how it's separated on both sides of the parking. And welcome to the iFly 737 MAX, which we had some amazing news today. Well, I think it came out today, that the BFU, the big update from Phoenix, will be coming out Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So, Will was right. It's coming out in July, just towards the tail end of it. And I didn't get the chance to watch the whole video. I watched a couple moments of the video, but it looks really, really cool. And for being a completely free update, it is really, really awesome. Really, really awesome to see that come out from Phoenix. And Phoenix really sets the bar that other developers should really look into, and that is providing you, as a consumer, with amazing updates for absolutely no cost whatsoever. Very few companies have done that. iFly has done that here with the 737 MAX. PMDG, not so much. Not so much. Although I think the 777, I think there was the 300. I think that was a update that came out for free, right? For 2020 users over the 2024, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But anyways, we are using Fly the Line. This would be my 6th flight with the software since it launched on... What day was that? Friday? Yeah, I think it launched Friday. Since Friday, I've since gone from Delta over to Southwest Airlines because I've always wanted to fly. I've been wanting to fly for Southwest for a very long time, and Fly Line really makes it really nice and easy to transition to another airline. Like, it's not as realistic, and APL is not realistic, quote unquote, but it's nice that you can just drop that airline and jump to another airline whenever you want. Now, it's recommended you do the sector first, do the full day first, and then do it, because you do get bonus points if you do all the flights in your day. But if you don't want to do those and you want to skip out on them, you just lose some points. So today's flight is going to be Raleigh-Durham to Orlando. I did Orlando to Raleigh-Durham last night with it. I also have, oh boy, GSX installed. And I only use GSX to push me back. That's all I use it for. It's crazy that whatever it costs, 30, 40 bucks. Now all I use it for is the pushback. But that's just because I don't want to do all the cargo loading and the passengers loading. That's just my own personal preference. It's still really good software. We are going to be using Beyondatc. But before we do that, we're going to jump into Fly the Line a little bit more in detail, because I do have a skill point to use and I do have some money in the account. So we're going to look at potentially purchasing one or two things, depending on how much money is available that I can use. It'd be cool if you can get a loan. It'd be cool if you can get a loan through a bank and then pay interest rate like in real life. You know, everyone's in debt, and purchase things ahead of time. Now, purchasing things in Fly the Line does allow you to unlock additional skills or benefits with those skills. So it will help with like resting, entertainment. It will kind of boost those things. And we'll look into that here in a second. First off, let's go ahead and say hello to chat. We have P2 in the house. We have Maddie. We have Fry. Welcome in, Fry. And we have Buckhead Todd. Welcome in. Gook Scotland. Welcome in as well. This is the Pack Sim. I don't think this is Pack Sim. I don't remember who this is, honestly. I forgot who made this one. I've had this one for a while now. Welcome on into the chat, everyone. And let's see. I will join next time. Still on a flight right now. I got you, Maddie. Still updating my sim to... yeah. Oh, yeah. You got time. You got time, P2. Yep, some time. Phoenix is the GOAT. Absolutely. Phoenix is amazing. I think we all just got banned from PMDG. Stuck on loading screen. You know, you can always jump over to X-Plane, P2. No one's going to judge you too much if you jump over to X-Plane. Sean, welcome into the house. Hopefully your trip to Virginia Beach was good. Or I think you're still on the trip, right? Hopefully it's a good trip. And I think we're caught up with chat, right? Yeah, I think we're caught up. So let's go ahead and take a look at Fly the Line from Just Flight. Like I said, this is my 6th total flight. Or yeah, this is number 6. This is a 6th flight in Fly the Line. And people have been asking me, like, do you like it more than APL? Is it the best career mode? Why use career mode? You know, what's unique about it? Is it worth purchasing? Those are all things that are all individual preferences. 100% individual preferences. Master Copy, welcome in. Sean just got back from home. Awesome. Oh, just got back home. Cool. Well, hopefully it was a good trip. And you can't, first off, you can't leave it up to one individual to tell you if it's good or bad, right? You have to make your own decision on that. All I can do is showcase what this product is. Now, keep in mind, I purchased this out of my own pocket. Well, thanks to, you know, support here on the channel from maybe your pockets, collective pockets. But with the software, it is really nice because it does give you a little bit more than just flying. I feel like all the other softwares is pretty much made just to fly. This one kind of gives you just a little bit more. So if you've been looking for something that gives you a little bit more than just the, you know, fly from here to there, this might be your jam. If you don't want that, obviously this would be a complete waste of your money, right? That's the selling point I feel with this software. Hey Lex, do you know that Airbus has endorsed TOLUS to use Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that about that at, I think they announced that at the Expo, right? Or was it just before the Expo? I think it was just before the Expo. That's awesome. P2's loading in. By the way, I caught up. Did you catch up in APL? Oh man, I gotta get better. I gotta go over to Delta now and do some Delta flights. So yeah, so here is Fly the Line. Okay, so you can see up in the top left, I have one skill point to use. Let's go and use that real quick. So I'm gonna click on skills. Here it breaks down your skills. So I did add, because I'm a nerd, I added in nerd, I added in gamer, added in electronics. Now, you can unlock more by leveling up. You can unlock more by doing flights, of course, and then buying hardware as well within your hobbies. And so here's Social Butterfly. This one you can see on the bottom there. I'm not sure how much you can see it on the stream, but you know, it gives you a boost for certain things such as achievements, emotional well-being, etc. Master, what is this one? Master task. This one gives you bonus to tasks, time management, work quality, etc. So these are things that all give you bonuses. I actually need something over here. I want to actually go over here. I want to, let's see, which one do I want? I want to do this one. I feel like the time is going to be an issue. So I'm actually not going to use any of my skill points right now. I'm going to save it. But I want to get this faster travel because I did my previous flight, I was late. So, you know, just like in real life, you take a bus, you take a train, you take a car, whatever, to get to the airport. Well, in this case, I think it was the train that was late or the bus was late or something. So that cut back on time. BFU is dropping on Tuesday. Yes, welcome in, Will. Welcome on in. Oh, if you do know, P2 pointed out earlier, but if you do notice, there are little new icons next to your name. I did change those. I added in... Now, you have those if you are a member on the channel. I actually did add a new tier to the channel as well. So if you do want to support it further, feel free. It's not necessary at all to be a member, nothing like that. So if obviously you don't feel obligated, you have to do anything like that. But so for newbies, you get a little Cessna. So that's if you're in your first month of a membership or 1 month of membership, and then I think it's 2 months you get. I think I have you jump up to a Kodiak. And then I think it goes from there, goes like 3 months or something. I can't remember what the month time is. But anyways, you all the way up into a Airbus. All the way up into the Airbus. So that's what the little icons are next to your name if you do have one of those. 19 flights, 35 hours. I'm doing now would be putting me at 20 flights in about 38 hours. Holy, just this week? Just this week, Master Copy? Yeah, you went trucking. Was it last week I did 20 flights, but it was like 19 hours or something. Wasn't much. So let's go back here and we're going to look at shopping, because now we'd be shopping. We're going to look at my assets, not my ass, but my assets. If we click on that button, we bring in the house. Here's the cool, wrong button. Here's the cool little house. You can move around, right? And I have absolutely nothing in here. Well, if we look on down, we can add in some stuff. So let's look at let's start in, let's see, bedroom. Let's click on bedroom real quick. So you see down here, it adds bonuses. So it helps with fatigue if you buy a bed. It helps with job performance. It helps with mood, and it helps, well, it doesn't really help with personal life. It's 0 still. But it helps with the health, and it unlocks the chill event. Or activity, sorry. So I think I'm going to get a bed because, let's close out of this real quick. Let's go back. If we look at the top up here, you're going to see my fatigue is at 79%. That's the lowest thing I have on the progress here, right? That's the lowest one by far. It's 10% less than personal life, and I don't have personal life in real life either, by the way. So we're gonna add a bed. We're gonna add a bed because I feel fatigue's gonna be a pretty big deal. Whoops. Gonna give it a couple of seconds to load, I guess. All right, so click on bedroom. We're gonna click and buy this. Do we want to buy it? Yes. And we have bought a bed. So now I have, how much money do I have available? I have 1569 available. So let's go and look at, let's go into lounge. Let's see what's in the lounge. We have a sofa. You have a TV stand. You have a cupboard. You have a TV, a coffee table, and a lounge. So I'm going to add, I think this adds to, yeah, so this is +3 with fatigue as well. Sofa. So I'm going to buy a sofa. Because, you know, long days of a pilot, you want to go and chillax on the sofa. Now let's go into, let's see what the bathroom does. What's the, is there like a toilet? What's a toilet do? It adds to health. It adds to fatigue. It adds to job. It doesn't add for job performance. It adds to mood. So let's do, what's the shower add? Adds 5 to fatigue. I don't have enough money for that. Oh wow, it's a lot of money. So let's go ahead and buy a toilet because after sitting down all day, I want to get a toilet. Okay, and that leaves us a 705 available in the account. Now, I don't think these things are like instant performance improvements. I think you might have to wait until your day is done. Never mind. We're up to 82%. So it is an instant improvement on our fatigue. That's fantastic. That's cool. Learn something new all the time. Okay, now that we have that done, we can get into our flight. You can see I do have my holiday accrual. I do have almost a day available of holiday pay. And up here, the days remaining. Now, I did say on the live stream on Friday that with this software, I thought it was like real time. It is not. You can see down here, it says day 2. I'm on my second day. This is sector 2 of 4. So these are, the 9 days is based on the days here. So once this goes to day 3, you'll see it drop down to 8 here. Understandable? Cool. Okay. And then we can look at my logbook. Well, actually, let's look at my profile real quick. So look at the profile here, and it does break down, you know, where things have been dropping, all that jazz, right? So that's just kind of that basic stuff here. Here's your achievements. So I got 6 total flight hours, 5 takeoffs, 5 landings, distances on there, and destinations on there as well. And then if we look at the logbook, this will break down total flights that you've done. Here's my average sync rates, or here's my sync rate, sorry. Here's my touchdown zone. The first flight on Friday was still the best touchdown zone one. I can't seem to get, I don't know if like in the middle is best or if the tail end is best. I don't understand if pink is good or is green good. I'm guessing green's good. So like that's the middle touchdown zone. This, I think I touched down early. This this one I really focused on trying to touch down right in the middle. And this was my best score at 91 out of 100. And you can click on detail and then it'll bring down, of course, your flight information. You can see up here it breaks down also. So 5 flights, 6 hours, 6 days, 12 minutes at night, 63% average touchdown zone. I can't seem to get better at that. I don't know what I can do to get better, honestly. I've been trying to bring down the nose sooner, but that doesn't seem to count into it as much either. And then my average landing rate was -180. P2s is probably -1000. Just saying. And then shout out to Will for creating, well, he probably used AI, but using AI to get Lex Air up here. So if we go into, which one is it? This one? Nope, not that one. If we click on this dude, this brings us our badge and we have our Lex Air up here. Here's my logo and then, you know, basic stuff there. And then you can see up here, it does say Southwest Airlines. Perfect touchdown is 50%. So I need to be at 50%. Okay, I got pretty close on a couple of them. Pretty close on a couple of them for sure. All right, let's go and push that away. Actually, no, let's bring that back. And then we're going to click on dispatch. Now, in here, because on Friday, I told you it didn't load up the weight and passengers properly. So now if we hit on open sim brief, you won't see this on the screen. Oh, actually, hold on. I got to click on the plane first. So 737 MAX, open sim brief. And this part, again, you're not going to see on the screen. I'm going to go and just set the sim brief profile up. So the MAX, and we're expecting runway 23 left out of Raleigh. Okay, sim brief has been set up. Now it's saying flight level 380. You can see right now it says 2,000, or sorry, 20,000 on the screen. If you hit apply sim brief, whoosh, it brings over sim brief's information. Sim time overwritten. Check to see if real-time data is unchecked and explain. Why isn't it? Oh, and then we hit try again. Whoosh. There we, oh, why is it not uploading, or why isn't it updating my time? That's interesting. I've never had that issue happen. And try again. Alright, well, it says 13 Zulu. Let's see if we can manually change it. And see if it takes it. Oh, this is 13 Zulu. Or not UTC. Oh, there. Is that... Did it change it there? Nope. I don't think I've actually loaded into the sim. Let's see, so 9 local. 9 local, 13... Yeah, that's the time. It's still giving me an error, though. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, that was weird. Okay, so that's all it seems to be working now. Go to aircraft. And now it's going to be at the flight tracker, which we can get rid of at this point. That's gone. Now we can do Beyond ATC. You always want to do Beyond ATC afterwards because it's loading in the traffic for the current time in the aircraft. Or sorry, in the sim. So if I loaded it before the flight, it would have pulled up data from different time. Alright, so we're just going to let Beyond ATC do its thing. We see P2 on the left of us here. Ooh, stutters. There's P2, and there is AI traffic loading in. P2, why do you have two... Why do you two have two nameplates? That's weird. Let's see, what else we got going on here? 19 flights. Need a bed and microwave. There's another heavy thunderstorms coming along. You have all kinds of nasty storms. I'm all set up for pushback. And master copy is this. What is this? Oh, is this group flight? Yeah, master copy. Hop on in. Well, didn't you say you were in the middle of a flight? Yeah, master copy. If you want to hop on in, hop on in. It's still gonna take me a little bit to get going with the flight, but yeah. The mountain's calling. Will says 50% for push for perfect touchdown. Awesome. Let's see. Stuter, welcome in. Have you found a way to shorten the loadout time? Liking the app, but getting frustrated at 40 or 45 minutes before pushback. Even with GSX, I'm ready in 25 minutes. Oh, so you're talking about like the time on it, right? You're talking about the time right down here. Well, you can't see the mouse, but where it says until pushback, you can push back whenever you want. You don't have to wait for that. And I did see it somewhere. I don't remember where. And I've actually been trying to figure out where it is. By default, it says 45 minutes. By default, it says 45 minutes. There was, I don't remember where, though. There is a way to do it. I think it's in the advanced settings when you set up your route. I think that's where it is, and I forgot to check it. But yeah, right now it says 32:37. You don't have to wait for that. Oh, speaking of a feature that's cool. Up here, there is a message. So if we click on the message, and it's going to give us a breakdown. This is an AI generation, like a pre-flight plan. So it says, like stereo, as you prepare for your flight to Orlando, I want to highlight a few key points to ensure smooth operation. The weather in Raleigh shows calm conditions with winds at 0 and temperatures 31 Celsius, which provide a stable departure environment. The altimeter is 3008. That's fantastic. As you approach into Orlando, you'll find the winds are 280 at 4 knots and the same temperature at 31 Celsius. The visibility is good and altimeter is 13. It's VFR conditions, so favorable approach and landing. And then it breaks down some information. So the touchdown zone accuracy was recorded at 54%. This indicates your touchdown zone could do... See, this is where I'm confused. So based on what I think it was Will saying, 50% for a touchdown, but it says that I could use some improvement. So I don't understand. So I'm inconsistent. Maybe that's what they're referring to. My sync rate is pretty good within acceptable range, and so it also breaks down here. Orlando's airspace, remember that is relatively busy with traffic due to its status as a major hub. And we'll get vectors from ATC. So I think this is really cool. A really cool like pre-flight breakdown from your co-pilot. One thing I really, really wish they would add to this is like a leaderboard, kind of like APL does. I think this is too solo. Like, I don't mind a solo add-on for career mode, but they really, really need to add in like some sort of a multiplayer tracking or something like APL does at least. I know APL is very, very well offline as well, solo, but at least there's that board. You can chase people like Master Copy chased me down. I won't make a mid-flight. Oh, okay, you're going to Seattle now? Gotcha. I have GSX thing to set up. What plane are you flying? Master Copy. True, you don't have to wait for that, but if you push back too early, you land early and lose points. Ah, that's probably where I'm losing points from. That might be where I'm losing my points from. See, I wish it told you this stuff, though. It doesn't tell you the negatives. Like, it should tell you a negative, like you landed you push back too early or something. Maybe. But yeah, I think it's an advanced... so when you pick your routes, well, I can't leave the screen now, but I think it's when you do that. All right, let's jump into the cockpit here. Let's get going since P2 is ready to get rolling as well. So let's go ahead and swing on over here. Stutter galore. All right, power. I wonder if the new big update from Phoenix is going to do anything for optimization. Like, they've done a lot of work with that over the course of its development. So it'll be really interesting if they go even further, especially on the side of 2024, where it's still in experimental. But I think it performs even better in 2024, personally. But again, that's up to everyone's own system to see if it can handle it, because the Phoenix is the demanding plane. If they can reduce some of that VRAM usage, that would be awesome. Okay, so we got all that jazz going there. Let's go over here to the tablet. Go to menu, performance, load, weight and balances. Let's go ahead and get that rolling. Fetch this guy. Go to payload and go down here. We have 136 passengers on board this morning. And our cargo is 7661. So math is not good. 37, is that 3750? Let's try that. 3750, and then fuel 14344, taxi fuel 420, and 6856. Let's check our zero fuel weight. 1335, 1333, which means I got the cargo wrong. So let's go with 8. Let's see, 334, cargo, zero fuel weight, 335, still off. 3850. That should get us there. That's gonna be too much now. 3825. 3825. There we go. Okay, cool. And then we'll go here, set fuel, set payload, complete. Let's go down. Here's the computer, FMC. Let's get our position, GPS, drop it in, route, request it. Master Copy is flying the 319. If you remove the blocks, time is starting. I am looking for a side stick cam, but I can't. Oh, sorry. I told Will yesterday that I would jump into the Wind Wing side stick, but I chickened out. I chickened out because I know it was going to be a struggle for me to get a nice smooth landing with that side stick using fly the line. I don't trust myself, Will. You should know this. Alright, over to comms. Let's get our clearance. Clearance is 1201.
Southwest 280, ready for IFR clearance to Orlando.
Alright, we're expecting 23 left at this moment. Whoops, not I. Left.
Southwest 280 Raleigh clearance cleared to Orlando. Rosbo 5 departure, then is filed. Climb via SID. Departure frequency 132.35. Squawk 5000.
5,000. Climb via the SID.
Orlando. Rosbo 5 departure, then is filed. Climb via SID. Departure frequency 132.35. Squawk 5000. Southwest
Quasha
280
is 076 at
Southwest
6.
280, read that correct.
Temps are 6.
121.7 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 12.
P2, you're stuttering me.
Ready. Southwest 280.
Alright, we're gonna go to copy. Flaps are 5, AC on, anti-ice off, calculate, and we are at 34 for the temp. 5 for the flaps and CGs. Good to go. And they change our runway to 5 left. This is where I get nervous because if you do like a tailwind takeoff, it's gonna ding you points. It's gonna ding you points. Where the hell is the windsock at? Looks like it's a crosswind actually, so it should be fine. All right, we should be all right. All right, so departure is runway 5 left. The what? Rosbo? No transition. Arrival
Endeavor 5120 Raleigh ground
is 17 left.
start approved, phase
The
northwest.
get out, I guess. I don't know. Get out of here.
Pushback approved. Face northwest.
And then this
Endeavor
guy,
5120.
execute legs, beautiful grand up top here. Gens on. Fuel pumps are on. Electric hydraulic pumps are on. Get rid of this dude. Do that dude. Let's do GSX. Pray for all heaven that everything's gonna go fine. I'm just using for pushback. Let's reload this guy.
Jet 424, ramp any
We got an error message. That's fine. We're just using pushback anyways. So pushback.
Exec Jet 424 Raleigh ground, pushback and engine start approved, face northeast.
What happened?
Pushback and engine start approved, face northeast. Exec Jet 424.
Prepare for pushback. Departure clearance. Why are my dudes pink? What happened? Did they break something? Alright, go to panel, get my lights on here. We're climbing up to flight level 38. So I'm just going to climb via SID, so 380 is good on the climb. Alright, over to... Wow, the stutter's real today. System page, disco on, good. Oh crap.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Guess what? Guess what we got? Oh man, I got the frame gen bug. Son of a gun. Yeah, it's really bad. I have to restart. The frame gen bug is back. It's really, really bad. Unless I turn off frame gen, I guess. Let me turn off frame gen.
Locking gear.
Alright, frame gen is gone. Let's try bringing it back on.
Exec Jet 424, request taxi.
Oh my gosh.
Exec Jet 424, runway 5 left taxi via Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot Tango 2, Bravo.
It's so
Bravo
bad.
1.
It's so bad.
Runway 5 left taxi via Foxtrot 1 to Foxtrot, Tango 2, Bravo, Bravo 1 to Exec Jet 424.
Alright folks, I'm gonna restart. I'm sorry. This is just so bad.
Endeavor 51.
I don't know why.
Request taxi.
We're gonna restart. I'm sorry. We're gonna do a restart here. Pause is not currently supported in 2024. Oh, interesting. So there was a question in on the channel, like, is pausing supported? Well, in 2024 it is not supported apparently. Alt 4. Okay, let's try this again. I'm sorry. Sorry, P2. I think it was GSX that broke it. And this is why I don't like GSX. This is why I don't do well with GSX. Let's say that. All right, let's start it up again. I'm going to look for a side stick cam. Okay, I watched this morning the Microsoft dev stream, and they said the next release will probably be will not be on the 29th. Wait, what? Will not be on the 29th? I thought they said it would. I thought they were saying it was going to be on the 29th. Didn't they say it was going to be on the 29th? Wasn't it coming out next week? I thought that was the big rumor. When you remove the chocks, time will start. Yeah, so that's, yeah, I'm gonna try. I should try that block thing. P2 is pushing back. Also, is this flying? Master Copy is also still flying. Yeah, Master Copy's flying. Yesterday, Kip got 6 FPS at one point with this 5090. Oh, jeez. Sim update's coming in August. I thought I read it was coming next week. I swore I read something about it coming next. I thought in the dev they were saying it was coming out on like Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Are they just doing another beta next week? Alright, we be back in the sim. Start. Now, I'm a little worried about last time I had the frame gen bug. I had to restart the entire system. So hopefully that's not the case. Alright, so let's get back in here. Let's go here. I don't remember where P2 is, like right next to me or something, so I'm gonna go there. Click start. York said it was scheduled for the 29th, but with issues will probably be later. Oh, okay. Of course, my cat wants the pet right now, and I'm pushing back. Yeah, that's how it always works. All right, 5 left. All right, that was nice and smooth there. So the frame gen bug should be fixed. I'm not using GSX for this pushback. I'm going to try to go through this as fast as I possibly can. We know I can be really fast with this. Okay, yeah, it's smooth. Okay. So let's get... First off, we need to connect FSU IPC. That's connected. And do I have to reset? Okay, I don't know if I have to reset... fly the line. So dispatch sim brief apply 38. So you can trigger it to do takeoff. So I'm gonna well, I don't know if I lose points on that. Blocks off. The countdown starts when you begin pushback. The countdown starts when you take off. Aim to arrive at your destination within 15 minutes of countdown reaching 0 to earn max points. Ah, I see. Arrive, aim at the destination. So the countdown begins when you push back. The countdown begins when you take off. Okay, so we're gonna do takeoff. I'm gonna try this. Go to aircraft. I'm gonna do the takeoff. So it's not the countdown. I don't know what that means. We're experimenting here. Okay, let's get Beyond ATC going as well. Will has to make dinner. What do you have for dinner, Will? What's for the dinner? All right, click the fly button. All right, you still there, P2?
ATC connected.
There's P2. Cool. Fantastic. All right, let me swing through this real quick. Gosh damn it, it's doing it again. Why? Why? Okay, so performance, weight and balances. Fetch it. Fetch it. What happened? Did my whole sim crash? Nope. Fetch it. Okay. Payload. 136. Cargo, we said was going to be like 3825, I think it was. Fuel on board is going to be 14,334. Planned trip raw is 6856. And is that right? 01335 perfect. Complete. And let's go up here and let's go here. Ground power is not connected. That's not good. So let's go over here. System page, sim, ground support, connect. Good. Grand up top. Ground power's on. Navs. Windows. And lights. Lighting. APUs. An APUing. That's all good. Down below here. FMC. Position in it. Next. GPS. Drop it in. Route. Request it. Beyond ETC. 120 and a 1. Okay, grand. Get that going.
Southwest 280.
Load it.
Looking to pick up our clearance to Orlando.
Southwest
Pan
280, rally
gan
clearance
with
cleared to Orlando
Fanny
Airport.
and chicken
Roswell
and
5
black bean
departure,
sauce.
then is
Holy
filed.
smokes, that
Climb via
sounds
SID.
way
Departure
advanced for
frequency
me.
132.35, squawk for
5 left.
032.
4032.
Cleared to Orlando Airport. Rosbo 5 departure, then as
Okay.
filed. Climb via
And
SID.
we are
Departure
Delta.
frequency 132.
Or sorry, Delta.
Squawk
We're
for
Southwest
032, Southwest 280.
280.
Southwest 280, read back correct. Contact ground
Alright, 0 fuel
121.7
weight.
when ready for
I need
pushback
this
or engine
again.
start.
Reserves are what?
Ground 121.7
Two.
when ready. Southwest 280.
076 at 6. Good, grand. Temperature is 6. Cool, beautiful, execute. 5, 4. Oh, what am I doing? I'm all confused where I am. Alright, show copy. Flaps 5, AC on, anti-ice. That's good. 44 for the temp. Clear, clear. He's clear, folks. 44, takeoff is 5. CGs, next, good, grand. And we're departing runway 5. Left via Rosbo. Execute, arrival, currently is 17 left. So I recommend, though, if you are using like an ATC, land, make sure you don't have a tailwind. Keep that in mind. Don't have a tailwind because, like I said, you do get ding points. You do get ding points if you land with a tailwind. Okay, so that's all good. We're ready for pushback.
Southwest 280, Gate Alpha 5, request
System
pushback
page
and engine
disconnect.
start.
We're not using
Southwest 280,
GSX.
Raleigh ground, pushback approved. Face southwest.
Southwest.
Pushback approved. Face southwest, Southwest 280.
You see how fast I can do a startup if I really need to? Request a pushback. Pushback is pushing back. Up top here, let's get the APU bleed on. Engine number 2 is firing up. Everything good, right? And we got that going. 38. So I guess it doesn't, I don't think it, Fly the line tracks your taxi speed. I did hit a 30. Now with APL, if you're 30 or under, it doesn't ding you. But once you cross, I think it's once you cross 30. You might be at 30, I think it's okay. But once you cross 30, then you get dinged. Now it was 30 with this, with Fly the Line, and I did not get dinged. Which is kind of cool, because we're Southwest. We can taxi as fast as we want. We also do like a rolling takeoff. Clone Commander, I've been using Fly the Line with Ryanair and seriously love it. The amount of detail and what I enjoyed, it really does it for me. It gives me motivation to, it takes me to, oh yeah, you can do to add-on. So someone was asking about that before with like APL. Can you have it so that, you know, it primarily goes to add-on airports? And you can do that with Fly the Line. You can do that with Fly the Line, which is kind of cool. So like if you want to primarily fly to your add-on airports, you can do that. Oh shoot, I went the wrong way. P2, I'm facing the wrong way, right? Whoops. I'll swing around. Oh boy. That's a good start. That's a great start. Alright, engine number...
Brickyard
1 is coming on board.
Gate Delta 19er taxi via Delta. Bravo, Tango 3, Foxtrot.
And there's rotation, fuel.
Gate Delta 19er via Delta.
Beyondatc will cause me
Bravo,
issues with
Tango 3,
Fly Line because it gives me a
Foxtrot.
tail when landing a lot. Not using Beyondatc for this flight because it can't detect my departure runway. It can't detect your departure runway? What? Raleigh ground, Southwest 280, ready to taxi to the active. We're gonna play chicken.
Southwest 280, runway 5 left taxi via Alpha, Echo, Bravo 1.
Alpha.
Runway 5 left taxi via Alpha Echo Bravo 1
Oh, wait.
Southwest 280.
Oh, I guess it wants me to taxi this way, P2. I'll swing around you. Yeah, it wants me to go around you. Alpha, Echo, and then Bravo 1, yeah. Look at that, I was actually right. That's the first. Alright, gens on, APU is off, both there, condition, or continuous on, APU is off, and packs are on. Let's ding those dudes in the back, say let's go. And gens on coming up, and we're finally taking off. Oh, we were going opposite runways? Oh, okay. Alright, we're gonna swing around P2 over here. Oh god. Something is really causing me stutters today. There's P2 in his Phoenix. Oh crap, I didn't think I just got that frame gen bug again. Yep, sure did. Well, we're just gonna deal with it now because I'm not restarting again. I don't understand why all of a sudden. I haven't had this issue for a very long time. The only thing I did is install GSX. The only thing, but it's not running. GSX is not running. I'm using 99% of my GPU though, so it's got to be running the contrail or contour, whatever the hell it's called in the background. Which I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. Exit. All right, here we're on Echo. You get points taken away for fast takeoff on NeoFly. Yeah, NeoFly and APL both ding you on that. On Air does as well, but I think it's like 45 knots or something. I think that's when On Air does it. You take off first. I'll wait for you. Don't want to do the runway incursion. Roger that, P2. The game of chicken, who will win? Alright, so we're looking pretty good.
At Gate Delta 17, request pushback.
And I'm going over to Bravo 1.
Southwest
Bravo
280,
1.
contact Raleigh Tower 119er.3.
Contact tower 119.3, southwest 280.
Auto
Have a
throttle
good
is on. And now it should detect us on takeoff. Raleigh Tower, southwest 280, ready to take off. Runway 5 left. At sight, lights on. Frame gen bug is gone. Thank you.
Fly heading 180.
It's
Runway
GSX.
5 left, cleared for takeoff.
My GPU is down to 82% now. It's definitely
Fly
GSX.
heading
Something
180,
is going on with
runway
GSX.
5
I'm
left,
done with it.
cleared for takeoff,
I'm
southwest
officially done with it.
280.
I'm gonna rant like Kip does now. I'm done with it. I've tried so many times with GSX. So many times. Welcome in, Ford. How was your trip? Ford took a... Would you take a Max? And then a 320 recently? Up to... over to San Diego. See, the 320 was the quietest plane he's ever been on. Alright. Here we are lined up. We are clear for takeoff. And flight heading 180. So we're going to be swinging over to the right on the Pacha. If you want me to bring fly the line up on the screen for the flight, let me know. I'll bring it up on the screen on the left. Alright, stabilized engines. And we're going. P2, you're taking off on the same runway but on the other side? Or are you just taking off on the other runway? And it is a headwind, so it looks like it was an actual right takeoff based on what my weather's telling me. Got a bump here. Rotating. Gear up. Very, very important to maintain your altitude angle of attack with this add-on.
Contact Raleigh departure, southwest 280.
Because you get dinged if you don't have a smooth departure. We have traffic. It's probably P2.
1,300 feet.
Flaps up. Yeah, I think it is P2. There's, oh, maybe it wasn't P2. Or I think it is.
Climb, maintain flight level 190, southwest
190, we're clear direct. We had plenty of room. There was like hundreds of feet between us. Alright, making our turn all the way over to Eager. Let's go on down here. Direct Eager, good. LNAV is on. Continuing our move over there. Let's bring up our angle of attack. Let's turn off RTO. Then zoom out the map so we can see where the hell we're going. And looks good there. Okay. I say that's pretty stable. Trim down just a little bit. I don't see. Okay, let's talk about GSX for a moment. I know people have no issues with GSX whatsoever, but man, oh man, do I have issues with it. When I first got GSX, it was stutterfest, or just things wouldn't work, period. Like the pushback wouldn't work, the passengers wouldn't work, whatever. Something would be broken. And then I started having CTDs on arrivals, or CTDs on takeoffs, or just freezes, right? So I didn't use it for a long time. Then I finally jumped back into it, and my first time using it after months coming into New Orleans, CTD on landing, or on approach. I said, the hell with that, we're moving it again. So I didn't use it for a long time. I installed it a few months back, like a month ago maybe, a month and a half ago, and no issues. I did a couple flights with it, no issues, 0 issues whatsoever. But I just didn't take advantage of it, so I was like, I'll just uninstall it, whatever. And here we are now, reinstalled it again, and now we're just all of a sudden having massive GPU usage. Just, I want to like it. I really do. But I can't. Whatever reason, GSX is just not meant for me. It's just not meant for me. Alright, we're gonna zoom on out here. And let's see, where's P2 at? There's P2. Are you still on the ground, P2? It was great. Flew from Chicago to San Diego on a MAX 9. Then San Diego to Chicago on the 321. That's awesome. It was only a 1-year-old. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Paul, welcome on in. How is the new Raleigh? Yeah, I don't think this is the VATSIM add-on, though. I don't think this is PAC. Let me see what one I have. Or do I? No, I have the Feel There. I have the Feel There airport for Raleigh. I will slow down for you and cruise. Are you? Oh, there's P. Yeah, he's there. I can see him. He's airborne. There's P2 with his Delta livery. Ten out of 10. Got very burnt in the process at the beaches. Paul says GSX is weird because I have usually no issues except sometimes with the jetways, but not always. It's one of those love to hate things. Oh. Yeah, the Field Air is really nice. I like it. The performance is really, really good. Pretty much with all Field Air add-ons, they're really good. Very few issues typically with it overall.
Contact Washington Center 135.2, Southwest 280. Have a good one.
Alright, swinging over to the left now.
Washington Center.
And almost at 17,000.
Out of 16,700 feet for flight level 190.
So I don't think Fly the Line messes with the weather. I think it only messes with time of day.
380, Southwest 280.
From my understanding, I think it only messes with time of day because the winds, based on what we're getting for our average wind in the sky and our departure, it was pretty much spot on. So I think Fly the Line only messes with the time of day. Pretty confident on that point now. Now it says it's in climb mode right now, all looking grand. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen, but I'm going to make it smaller for y'all. So we have it up there in the corner. Okay. And then where'd P2 go? I lost P2. Oh, there we go. Just this flight sim being flight sim. Yeah, I lost you, P2. Last I saw, you were behind me. I lost you. Was the beach get burnt a lot? I use Access Sky to get it to use historical weather on time set in sim. Can you? I wonder if you can use Fly the Line with Active Sky. I don't think so. I don't remember seeing an option for that. Okay, so multiplayer is just being multiplayer, I guess. Or we're too far apart. We weren't that far, though. I could see you, visually see your plane, so yeah, we must have lost. Multiplayer went down, or, you know, just typical flight sim multiplayer. Triforce, welcome in. Just tuning in, question. I would like to utilize traffic injection with the use Beyondatc DC and FSLTL. What is your experience performance-wise? Triforce. I have a video coming out next week, but spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. In terms of just flight traffic, so just traffic, FS traffic, or FSLTL, the difference on my system was minimal. But of course, that's all going to be based on your individual system, because traffic obviously does utilize CPU and GPU to some extent. But in my personal experience on my system, there was very little differences between the two of them. Obviously, FS traffic has its own built-in injector, and it has different models than the free FSLTL. But performance-wise, it was about the same. Now I was using on my previous system, I had reformatted about 2 weeks ago. But on my previous build, my previous OS build, I was using a texture reduction technique that someone made and posted on flightsim.to. I don't remember what it's called. I have a video up on the channel for that too. But essentially what it does is it lowers the res of the models, right? So instead of having whatever 4K, it drops it down to 1K or something. Who knows? I don't remember exactly what the detail is on that, but it does drop it down, and that's supposed to help with performance. I didn't see much of a difference personally. Traffic itself is a big honkin' performance hog on the system. Like, I can gain anywhere between 10 to 20 FPS if I turn traffic off. That's how big of a jump it can have. So keep that in mind. Traffic alone, whether it is without even using Beyondatc, if you're using, just FS traffic's injection without AI ATC, if you're using FSLTL injection, if you're using AIG, if you're using the default SIM injection, if you're using multiplayer, if you're using SI, whatever it is, like, they're all going to be a performance hit regardless. You're generating a bunch of graphics on the ground, and then the computer in the sim is trying to see them move on the screen, so there is going to be traffic hit overall, right? It's not like Call of Duty, it's not like Battlefield, it's not like Fortnite, any of these multiplayer games where it's not the same models, right? It's a little bit more complex than that, and Flight Sim is just a more demanding piece of software to begin with. Think of it like if you ever play like a racing game. If you've ever played like a racing game, the models that are next to you are typically low res, right? And in a racing game or sim, you're not loading the entire world as you are in Flight Sim. You're not going Mach 6.8 like we are now. You know what I mean? And it's not building in as much system data, or computing, sorry, so much system data. So it doesn't need as much resources. And that's, people are like, oh, we need to optimize Flight Sim more. I agree with you. We need to take advantage more of some of the cores. 2024 has done a better job at it, but there's still some that could be desired, some work to be desired with it. No doubt about that. But at the same time, it's never going to be like the most optimized piece of software in the world. There's just so many different variables with it, especially when it comes to mods. Vanilla Flight Sim runs pretty decent. Vanilla Flight Sim runs, fairly well. It's all the mods you throw in, the 737, the Phoenix, the PMDGs, the Beyondatc, all this other crap takes advantage or takes more power from the system. So then you're going to obviously have less to work with within the sim itself. Fabio, welcome in. Just found your channel a few days ago. Love it. Keep up the good work. Hey, appreciate it. Much appreciated. Multiplayer is broken in Flight Sim. Beyondatc ATC should introduce a multiplayer mode. That'd be really cool. That'd be really, really awesome. I wonder if they'll ever do it. I've never seen it on their what's it called? Their feature list. I've never seen them potentially doing that. I would love to see them do it. Yeah, multiplayer is just broken. This is cool, like seeing the haze in the background out here. That's really cool. What do we got here? Welcome to Lex Air. You are 4 nautical miles behind me. I just crossed. Behind you? So you're in front of me? Yeah, what the hell? Why did multiplayer just drop off? You can't see me either, P2, you said? So, P2, try to, if you can, since I'm streaming, I don't want to take a chance of doing this. Try to turn off online and turn it back on. Or try to, maybe try to change servers and then try to come back to North Europe. Let's see what happens. Oh, you see me now, okay. Yeah, I still don't see you. You didn't change anything with online, right? It just kind of popped back on. It's probably just the servers. I figured we'd have luck again with the North Europe servers since that's been pretty good, but apparently not. Triforce says, cheers, I have a 5900 and a 6800 with 32 gigs of RAM. Cheers for the spoiler. Yeah, the video will come out sometime next week. I can't remember what day I pushed it for, but I figured since I've done so much content over the past couple of days with Fly the Line, I should probably just hold up. So yeah, I have that one coming out sometime next week. I don't remember. Ford said he's really tanned. It keeps flickering for you. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's just the server. It's just the server. Would I really, this, you know, people are like, I don't miss flow and all that jazz, right? You know, from Parallel 42. The biggest thing for flow is that you could do things on the fly without exiting to the menu. Right, so with flow, and I don't know why default flight sim doesn't offer it, it's crazy, but like the ability to change the server on the fly, click a button, change the server. With flow you could do that. Flow had the ability to change, you know, you could I don't know if you had to no, you didn't have to program it, because you can do it all within flow. You can program whatever options you want on the fly in flow. But why Asobo doesn't have that default in the sim is crazy. Is crazy. Especially with the amount of issues that multiplayer has to begin with. What Mach? I'm at Mach 0.76, 77, 76, 77, 77. I think 77. It's bouncing a lot. I got a tailwind. Yeah, 0.77, Mach 77.
Center on 128.7, Southwest 280.
Alright, cruising up to 380 for today's flight.
Center,
Yep.
Southwest 280.
And as of right now, like I said, we're expecting runway 17 left for the arrival. P2, what's your expected arrival? What do you, so we got the get out 17 left. That's our flight plan as of right now. Jacksonville Center, Southwest 280. What's our expected arrival and runway today into Orlando? You're at 0.8? Okay.
Jacksonville Center, Southwest 280. Expected arrival runway at Orlando is ILS 17 left.
Alright, 17 left. I didn't get my star, but that's fine. At least it's saying 17 left still, so that should be fine. Okay, P2, you're at 7 left as well. Okay, cool. Well, the next flight on the docket is Orlando to Atlanta. So, we could potentially do a second flight if you're interested in doing such. Are you happy with the flight of line? I am pretty happy with it. It's going to be one of those things, though, that is longevity. The reason why APL is so cool, like I said early on, is that APL, you have that community, you know, of pilots, right? You can see there are, whatever, 200, 300 pilots currently flying on it. But more importantly is you can see ranking within the airline. None of that is available in, at least right now, available in Fly the Line. It is all solo. So one of the things that really pushed me with APL was I want to be, you know, top 3 with Southwest Air, not Southwest, SkyWest Airlines, right? I want to be top 3, and I got to that goal. So that pushed me to want to keep on doing flights with SkyWest. And then once I got there, I was like, okay, I'll jump to another airline. So I got to United, and I wanted to get to a top, was it 150, I think it was? And I got there. And, you know, so I just kept doing the same thing. Delta, you know, Master Copy today was talking about how he finally beat me in Delta.
Jacksonville Center.
Now he's above me on that ranking. So you have to really look at what is the ultimate end game going to be when it comes to fly the line. Because the career mode has to have something more than just flying, because else it's just a tracker. And that was my thing with with New Sky. One of the things that's really cool about it is that you can set up a virtual airline, and then everyone else can fly for the virtual airline. Then the goal is to be the #1 virtual airline, you know. And you know, couch captains have done that over on Kip on the Ground. And then once they got to #1, they're like, okay, well, we're done. We're going to try something else now, right? The goal was accomplished. Now they're switching over to a different, you know, you know, going over to on-air, going over to APL, whatever it be. So there has to be some sort of end game. With Fly the Line, the end game right now, I feel, is mostly going to be to buy everything, all the assets. And once you have all the assets, well, that might be the end of it, right? So I don't know. We'll see. The longevity is going to be I think the biggest factor with Fly the Line. And they also don't have, there's P2 finally popping up. It is also going to be when they add in all the airlines. So we found out on day 1 they didn't have, or they currently don't have SkyWest. So maybe they don't have some of the regional you know, the smaller regional airlines. Although SkyWest is a very big airline. It's a regional airline in the US, but it is a very large airline in the US. They carry thousands of passengers all over the US every single day. So to not have them in Fly the Line, I thought was kind of weird. If you don't have Endeavor, you know, it's a smaller one. It's a big regional airline in the US, but not to have them, I would kind of understand. What's that airline that flew the ATR in Orlando, or, you know, down south, and they closed recently, the pink one? You know, not having them. Silverways, yeah, Silverways. Like, if you didn't have them, I would kind of understand as well. But SkyWest to me is like almost not having Sun Country. I don't even know if they're in here, to be honest. But it's like not having one of them, or JetBlue, right? That's what it is to me. SkyWest is very large all over the US. And that's just one US airline. I don't know about Europe. You know, I don't know if they have what they have for the European airlines as well, or even in South America. Like, South America has a handful of larger airlines, and then it has like a bunch of smaller regional airlines there. Winds are calm, of course, so I'll smash it today. The winds are showing 0 for me, so it should be a nice landing, knock on wood, in Orlando. I'll need to check with the mountain about the second flight. She has kid custody this weekend, so I might need to be with her. I'll send her an 8 cars message. Sounds good, P2, let me know. The end game is the character becomes a long-haul pilot with a divorce shooting another way in sport cars in the... Well, yeah, so you can, if I could get back to... That's another thing with it, is once you're in your flight, you can't do anything with Fly the Line. You can't go and look at your assets or anything like that. So that's something that's nice about APL as well, is that during your flight, you can go over and you can click on other options, you know, look at your next flight, look at your schedule, buy stuff. Maybe, I don't know if you can buy stuff. But, you know, whatever. You can't do that with Fly the Line. And I guess that might actually be for the better, because there have been a few times we've had it here live on stream where excuse me, where with APL that it would freeze, and then you lost the flight, you have to redo the flight again, right? So again, it might be for the benefit to not be able to do all those options. It's based on the Unity engine, which, if you know anything about the Unity engine, it's not the greatest of things. It's the easiest to work with and get going and available on multiple platforms, but it's also a very restricted engine. So keep that in mind. There are big games like the NASCAR Heat games that are based on the Unity engine. So yeah, Unity is powerful, but also does have some bugs with it. I like the tracker very much that Flightline is using. It's so detailed, and yeah, I hope that they expand the app. Yeah, multiplayer would be really cool. I really hope that's a feature they add, and if they do, they would have to. I guess they have all the data's there now, so I guess they don't have to implement it. They would just have to find a way to have it cross over to the server. I guess that just depends. I feel with Flightline, it depends on how well it sells. If it sells well, they might add those features down the road. If it doesn't sell well, it could be an abandonware. You know, it could very well be an abandonware. I haven't really checked much, but I don't know how much press is going on with it. You know, I don't know how many content creators are out there using it. We know Just Flight was in the stream on Friday, and they thought I was one of the, influencers. I got a free copy. That is not the case. I bought this copy. If I need to, I could show a receipt. I bought this copy. So yeah, this definitely was, I don't know. I don't know how much content there is about it. That's realism. I shouldn't be able to check my net worth when I'm flying. Like the stream, folks. This is the happiest corner on the internet. P2, thanks for the love. Maddie says, see you guys, gotta go out, get some lunch. Maddie, thanks for coming in. Hope you have a good lunch. Beyond ATC multiplayer win. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. I never saw anything about Beyond ATC adding multiplayer. We know VFR is coming sometime down the road. We know more GSX integration is coming. We know CPDLC is coming as well. So we got stuff like that down the road going to be added into Beyond ATC. I don't know about multiplayer. Like, we had Simbrief. We had Simbit World in chat, during our group flight a few weeks back, and that was asked, about the multiplayer stuff, and they said that it'd be something they would like to add, but it seems very complicated, and they would need additional help to make it happen. So I don't know. PTC woke up today to the big news from Phoenix. Yeah, I'm hoping for. Well, I don't know. I kind of got mixed on this one, because if it comes out early enough on Wednesday morning, then I can stream before work. But at the same time, if it comes out later on Tuesday, I work an early shift on Tuesday, so if it comes out on Tuesday, then I can stream after work, and I could do it longer maybe. It's kind of a mix in there. Matthew, welcome in. Well, it's not afternoon yet. It's afternoon for some people. Maddie, probably afternoon, maybe. Will is evening, right? No. I always forget how far ahead Will is compared to me. Alright, let's go ahead and start preparing for the arrival, since it looks like we should be expecting the actual runway. Let's connect to Navigraph. Let's go ahead and use our charts here, or at least set them up on the screen. So into Orlando. Right now we're doing the get out 1. So we're going to hit that button. And then we want to do 17 left. So let's go page down, we need to get airport information, and then let's go gates. Let's see, hold on now. Let's do gates too. Maybe we can use it. Well, actually no, because it doesn't show up on the charts here. And then let's do 17 left. Localize our ILS. Perfect. Complete. And now we have our 3 on here. So the arrival, 3,000 or 7,000 for the restriction. So let's go ahead and put that in the autopilot. I'm using my WinWing FCU, so I can just turn the little knob. IRL. 7,000 for that. Beautiful. And then we can go cycle view. Here's our airport. 17 left. We're going to be over here, way on the side. So we're going to taxi on in. I have no idea where Southwest parks, so we'll find out. And then let's go down here to our ILS approach. 11095. Alright, program that into the Stream Deck. Why did that take it? 11095. There we go. Alright, and then course is 185. I will say this is one thing that the Airbuses did really well, is it automatically programs all this stuff. And then minimums. Oh, 85, whoops. Minimums are going to be right here, and those are 290. I always forget how low it to the ground the south is. What did I say? I already forgot. 290. I also forgot how high South Dakota is. $290. All right, arrival is briefed, ready to go. 17 left. Let's get that on my little tablet as well. All right. It's afternoon in Atlantic Canada. Oh yeah, it's like what, noon there probably, because you're an hour ahead of me, I think. I am off Wednesday and Thursday for a company offsite gathering, and I really hope the big update comes out on Tuesday so I can give it a shot before I leave. So P2 wants Tuesday. I don't know. Again, if it comes out early Wednesday, like early, then I can hop in and do it on Wednesday. We'll see. I don't know. Either one looks really good. Tell you what, I got 2 days off. Tuesday. You got Tuesday and Wednesday off next week, Will? Oh boy. Will's hoping Tuesday so he can use it all day Tuesday and Wednesday. That's awesome. Company ACAR's message says I'm good for a second flight. Might have to take a lunch pause after this flight though. Yeah. But I'm down to do a second flight. I'm definitely down to do a second flight. It's a shorter hop. Or Orlando to Atlanta is like 300 nautical miles, so like 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, cruise. So yeah, like an hour-long flight or so. So yeah, I think a second one would be cool. And then we can see what kind of skill points we get, and then. So I have noticed that when I leveled up to the next, so what am I now? First officer? I don't know. Whatever my title is, it did give me more money. So that's something that's interesting as well. These are differences with APL versus flight of line, which is APL is your income is all based on your status, your ranking, and then the airline. Okay, so it matters for both of those, which means like if you fly for a low-cost carrier, you're not going to make the same amount of money as if you're flying for United or FedEx or UPS or British Airways, etc., right? Which I like. It seems to be with Fly the Line, none of that matters. None of that matters. What matters is your overall experience, which is interesting. So I wonder, like in real life, I don't know if this has ever happened, but if a real world pilot who has, let's say you have 15 years at United, right, and you're making, I'm just throwing out numbers, $160 every flight hour, right? Let's say you're making 180. and you leave that airline to go work for SkyWest, would SkyWest be able to match that 180 or get close to it?
Contact Jacksonville Center 134.
Typically, like in real life, if you leave one job and go to another, if it's a demotion, then you will. But like with flying, there's really not a demotion, because if you're a senior first officer, or sorry, so if you're senior captain at United, you're not going to become a first officer at SkyWest. You know, like if you have 4,000 hours in, let's say 4,000 hours. I'm trying to think of. It's got to be a comparative plane though. Comparative. So like, if you have 4,000 hours in the E-Jet, and then you go over to JetBlue and fly the 220, which are very similar planes for the most part, would you go from a captain in the E-Jet to a first officer in the 220? I'm interested now. I'm interested how that works. Clone says the big update comes out Tuesday or Wednesday. Can't wait. Yeah, that's so when that comes out, I guess I'm about to leave Southwest and or we pause fly the line and go over to APL for a little bit, fly Delta, because we're over with Delta. Although I was thinking about going to a European airline with APL. So we have our US one here with Fly the Line, then we have our European one with APL. Still trying to figure that out. Oh, you're EST, not Atlantic. Okay. Just got the. Oh, Matthew just got the iFly. Nice. Have you done a flight with it? Are you liking it? It's a fantastic plane. And it has nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with Airbus versus Boeing. It just happens to do with. It's a really fun plane. I think it's just a really awesome plane. They did a really good job with the sounds from Boris. They did a really good detail in the cabin here. Like, this looks high resolution. Everything looks fantastic. The textures are really good. Kind of the dirt and grime is on there as well. It's just a really well done, really well done cabin. Even the screws have like depth to them. It's hard to find somewhere that doesn't have like a smoothness to it. You know, like the handles here, it's nice and smooth. There's no, it doesn't look like it's, you know, like you remember like the old school days, a circle wouldn't be a circle, it'd be like a octagon. Right? Everything is super smooth. The modeling is just well done in this plane. It's hard to find faults. Even like the, whatever this material is here, this fabric stuff here, is really well done. This kind of looks a little 2D-ish up here, but that's a minor thing to complain about. This is a little lower resolution here. You know, same with here. This is a little bit lower, but nothing terrible. Fire hydrant looks really good. You know, back here, lower resolution, but you're never really looking back here. And then the seat here, this is low res. But obviously you gotta find places to save. Does this work? Does this work? I'll be damned. What the hell is this for? What is this for? What is this shining? Yeah, I don't know if that's shining. We found out on Friday that this is just an image. The peephole. So the FAA was going is requiring, they pushed it back a year. They're going to require a barrier. They're going to require a barrier. It was supposed to come out like this year or something. But they're going to require a second barrier for pilots when they go to the restroom. So in this plane, there's the restroom here, which means they'd have to put a barrier like right, well, probably here in this kind of plane. A second barrier, so when the pilots go to the restroom, that the cabin door isn't open and then someone can just bust in and, you know, take over the plane. But the FAA pushed it back a year. And there are some planes that just, there's no way they can do that. There are some planes that's just going to be very difficult. Like an E-Jet. I think an E-Jet would be very difficult to implement a barrier. And also, I don't know if that's as big of a deal. Like right now, and they put on the fasten seatbelt sign if the pilot needs to leave, right? It's like you're sitting in your seat here, and then the fasten seatbelt sign, which isn't on because it's auto. Oh, look at that, I got a heart there. But they put on the fasten seatbelt sign, so everyone has to be seated. Flight attendants can be standing at their corners, so like you can have both flight attendants or 3, whatever it be, standing right here. So then the guy has to break through all this stuff, so the pilot can go to the bathroom. I don't know. I feel like it's a little it's so difficult now with all the additional requirements that this door has to be closed and locked at all times. They got the little peephole; they can see what's going on, right? And then isn't there like a camera in some of the planes? Like a lot of the planes have like a camera down here or something, where they can see what's going on back there. I think it's overkill, personally. And then even like in the U.S., the TSA is pulling back on some of the requirements for flying. So like you don't got to take off your shoes is one of the things. And then the liquid thing they're looking at as well, like allowing more liquids, bigger size liquids or different liquids, I don't know, on planes. DHL. That's official. I am in front of Lex and APL. Only in Delta, right? Not in XP, or in XP as well? Are you above me, period, in XP? Or just Delta? Matthew says he hasn't tried it yet. He will tonight. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You recommended me some of the DHL flights. Yeah, maybe I could do DHL. DHL is international. DHL... I gotta look at their fleet. 777... 306. I don't know what the fleet what DHL flies. I always forget what they fly. Oh, really? The iFly is your first non-fly-by-wire? It's gonna take some getting used to. It's a lot more hands-on. You're gonna be a lot more aggressive with your yoke. You know, going left, right, up, down. It's a lot more with the trim. P2's been finding out. It takes a bit, but it's a lot of fun. Once you get it down, and I don't know if I want to use the word master, because master is probably not the word to use, but once you understand just the inputs you have to do, the amount of trim you want to give it, not give it too much trim, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. That's what I really love about the CRJ. Like, the CRJ is so much fun, especially with the update that came out for the CRJ. It's so much fun to, like, you give it throttle, and now, like, it's so much more throttle heavy. Give it more speed so that you're not decelerating so fast. You can adjust the trim, but then you're at the weird bank angle, right? So give it just the right perfect speed, because there's no auto throttle, so that you're touching down at the speed you need to, at the angle of attack you need to, that makes for the most smoothest, comfortable landing. Whereas in the previous update, it was so much more based on your angle of attack, and not so much on the actual thrust of the plane. And the E-Jet just handles really nicely. The E-Jet is super fun to fly. It's just that the computer system is kind of crappy right now. It's very limited. Yeah, what an absurd idea for a second barrier. I understand the thought, but it is ridiculous, right? Yeah, it's overkill, I feel. Like, out of the thousands and thousands of flights, you know, hundreds of thousands of flights that happen on a monthly basis, especially in the U.S. here. The FAA is going to be U.S. Out of all is it North America? I think maybe it's mostly North America. Or is it just, the FAA is federal? Yeah, so federal, so United States. Out of all the hundreds of thousands of flights that go through the United States domestically here, I want to know how many cockpit incursions have been. I feel like there's a much higher risk of a pilot doing something malicious than there is a passenger breaking through the door or breaking into the cockpit to do something. With today's security at the airports and all that jazz, I feel like it's a lot more difficult for a passenger to do it. I feel like it's going to happen more internally. You know, flight attendant a pilot, you know, stress in life, whatever it be, I feel like that's higher risk of happening than a passenger. But I don't know enough about it, so who knows? No pun intended. The Max is the only fly-by-wire aircraft I fly. Master Copy said only with Delta. Okay, okay. So I got you beat. I got you beat overall. In APL. I got to get into Delta. I wish I could do. I suppose I could. Well, no, I can't. Can I? No. I was thinking I could do like free flights with Delta. I can copy the same flights I'm doing now with Delta, in-fly the line, and do both career modes. But I would have to be in Delta for both, and I have to be both. Yeah, that'd be impossible. That'd be very difficult to achieve. The trimming skill curve is real, yeah. 777, 767, and the 330. Some 737. So I have the 777. We'll expect get out 1, runway 17 left, Southwest 280. There is a 330 available. It's not great though, right? 767 is not available currently, so it's going to be limited to pretty much just the 777 and the 306. If I were to go DHL. Matthew's nervous about the trim. It does take some getting used to for sure. It really does. Like I flew the 737 back in old school sims, you know, 98, 2001. So I understood it. For me, actually, it was the Airbus that was more difficult for me to get used to. The fly-by-wire was very difficult for me to get used to. P2 constantly overtrims the Max and use the Moses sticks to fly. And he used the Moses stick to fly. Jay, welcome in. How is the fly line? So far, so good today. I've been having more issues, actually. I've had issues with...
Frontier Flight 3F Romeo, Jacksonville Center, roger.
Sorry, had more issues with GSX, it seems to be. Haven't had any issue so far. But we think that maybe I haven't got the 100% is because the block off time has been different. So now I need to look into that. We need to see if I can adjust the block off time. I won't mess with it now. I'll wait until after the sector is done, and then I'll go ahead and mess with that. But I think that's when you set up the route. I think that's when you can actually change the block out time, or block off time, yeah. And then that should help with a higher score. I think my departure was good. I don't feel there was any issues with my departure today, so knocking on wood on that one. Right, we're almost at our top of descent. Christian says, hello, is the medium settings on 2024 is equal to high on 2020? It should be similar. Actually, it might be reversed. A lot of people have said that they can move up to the next setting in 2024 compared to what 2020 is. So like if you had high in 2020, you might be able to go to ultra, might be able to, in 2024. A lot of people have said the opposite. But it's all system-based, of course. It's all very much system-based. Tri says, look at Air India and what in the world happened in the cockpit. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of question marks when it comes to the Air India accident. You know, it looks, a lot of things right now looks like it might have been malicious. It might have been a pilot. But it's going to be very difficult to ever fully confirm that, I feel. It's going to be very difficult to confirm that. So it's going to be a lot of speculation. It could have been... It's hard to say accident because it's kind of one of the things you kind of have to purposely do it. But if your mind was thinking differently, like if your mind was in a different realm at that moment, right? If, you know, you were thinking about something else and I don't know. You know, think about like in your life when you thought you were doing something at a different time and you know, I don't know. It's going to be interesting as the investigation unfolds even further, as you know, they do more conversations with people who are part of those pilots' lives, you know, like to figure out what happened.
JetBlue 583, Jacksonville Center. Expect to get out 1, runway 18 right. Expect to get out 1, runway 18 right. JetBlue 583.
P2's landing 36 right. Really? Peace 36 right.
Spirit Wings 309er. Contact Jacksonville Center 13 for point.
Why are you landing 36? They switched runways? Beyond ETC?
Center on 134.0. Spirit Wings 309.
Interesting. Well, that actually might. I wonder if that's interesting, because yeah, SimBrief's telling me not use 17 left either. What's the wedge? Wings are calm still. Updated 16 minutes ago. That's a weird runway change. I wonder why. That's also very interesting. We both got different runways, and you're using Beyond ETC.
Flight level 220.
Yeah, that's what I noticed yesterday. It looks like your block off time was quite a bit. Yeah, it was off quite a bit. But I think, like I said, I think you can change that in the routes. I think when you change the routes, or adjust the routes, you can. But I don't want to mess with that now, because if I do that now, I lose my last 2 flights on the day, and then I don't get that bonus XP, which is big. It's 100 XP bonus. That's really, really big. Jay Russ is going to buy his 3rd copy. At this point, they should just give you a free copy. So one Delta, 1 FedEx, and 1 Southwest for regional. Is there free play mode is there a free play mode in APL like FTL? There's no free play mode in Fly the Line that I understand. I think is your question backwards? P2's away from chat. Yeah, I think you're asking the opposite question. Is there free play in Fly the Line versus APL, like in APL? And the answer is no. I don't think I've seen a free play. I mean, yeah, free play with APL. With Fly the Line. J. Russ with a super chat, $10. If Fly the Line ends up working out, maybe you can start an airline and I'll join in. Jay, thank you for the $10. Really appreciate it. And I really hope they add multiplayer. I really, really do. Will says, gotta go hey, Will, thanks for coming in. See you next stream. Yeah, I think tomorrow we'll do another stream in the morning, like another short flight. We'll see what's on the docket here with Fly the Line, or if I go back over to APL for a flight. But yeah, thanks for coming in though, Will. And Jay, thanks so much for the 10. Really appreciate it. Like if I want to just fly Air Canada and skip all the hiring from low-level airlines before that. Oh yeah, you don't have to do any of the. So yeah. With APL, you do start from the bottom up, right? You start with this. They give you 5. I think it's 5. Is that P2 traffic, or is that Nope, right there. It's a plane back there. Another Southwest. That's cool. Flying the same route. So with APL, with the Pilot's Life Chapter 2, when you first start into it, you get a choice of 5 airlines, and they're all very, very tiny, small airlines. I had one tiny little cargo one in Canada, Air Intuit or something. Super tiny, but you have to start somewhere. So I picked that one, and then I eventually moved over. I think my next one was Sun Country. So either way, you start at small airlines, and the way it works is the more flying you do, the more flight hours you have, the higher your score you have, the higher chance you have of, when you apply at another airline, of getting accepted into the airline. And then also when it generates new opportunities for you. So it does it every, I don't know, every month or something. I can't remember when it does it, but when it generates new opportunities for you, it will generate it, those 5 airlines based on your ranking and flight hours, etc. Right? With Fly the Line, none of that is applicable. You could fly for any airline your heart desires as long as Fly the Line has it. So, for example, the first 4 flights I did was with Delta. Now we're with Southwest, and I just jumped over. I did my first sector, my first 4 flights with Delta, and then I jumped over to Southwest. No, there's no restrictions. So yeah, you can jump over whenever you like, however you like. I could do it right now. If I want to jump over and do Sun Country, I can just jump over and do Sun Country right now. But yeah, with APL, so APL has a free play mode, which is you can generate a route. You don't get any money for it. How's it go now? So there's one where it's a random generator, which just generates a random flight, but you don't get any XP or money out of it, I think. And then there's one where you buy a ticket, right? So you buy a ticket with your currency in APL. You do a flight ticket, and so you can make your own custom flight. But it has to be a real world route, right? Anywhere in the world, a real route. So you pay your $50 for the ticket, but it does grant you XP for your profile. Not for the airline, but for your profile. So I like that advantage as well. I really, really like that. I love that you can, if you're really getting bored with that airline, or you're like, hey, I really want to do this route, you can do it. Nothing stopping you from doing it and still getting tracked with APL. And then the events in APL is really, really cool. I really love the events in APL because they randomly generate, I think it's 3 events a week. And then if there's a holiday or something in the world, then they'll have an event for that. But those events give you 200% XP that you currently earn. So like I earn like 81 XP right now. It will double that. So I get 162 or something, 164, whatever it is, whatever the math is on that one, which is really, really nice. And then you get just a bunch of cash. So you get $200 or something. The advantage to me with APL is that there are no requirements of running an airline. It's just a flight add-on. Everything is related to flying itself. Yeah, APL is very simple. It's simply about flying. It's a flight tracker on steroids. And it does a very good job at doing it. I still highly recommend it. I think it's an amazing product. Like I said, I got 1,000 hours into it. Clearly, I enjoyed it. It's the most time I have in any career mode by far. Second would probably be Neofly, because I did around the world. I did around the US twice. I did around South America. I did around Canada. I did around Europe probably 2 or 3 times. I did around New Zealand a couple times. So I probably have, I'd say anywhere between 600 and 800 hours in APL, and in Neofly. Actually, Neofly might have more than APL. Now that I think about it, because around the world that's a lot of flight. So yeah, actually, Neofly might actually have more total hours than APL. But I have no way to track that because my database got corrupted. So yeah, there went that. Once my database got corrupted with Neofly, I was done. I was like, I can't. I don't want to start over again. I lost my ambition. That's why like APL is nice, because it's cloud-based saving. Fly the Line is not cloud-based, I don't think. I don't think it has cloud-based save. It has local save. So keep that in mind. If you ever have to format your PC, you may lose your backup with Fly the Line. I don't think it has cloud-based saving, which is a pretty big deal. On Air has cloud-based saving, which is great. New Sky is cloud-based. So that's a flaw definitely with Fly the Line. I get it from like the standpoint of saving money, but you're also charging $40 for an add-on, so you probably should offer a lot of stuff. Right? Especially if this is short haul and they're potentially making a long haul edition. Which I wonder what the long hauls will have in there. I should probably look into that. I wonder if it's like short haul and then they're going to do like a cargo haul or something. I wonder if they currently have cargo stuff. I'm 1,000 hours into, yeah, so yeah, Jay Russ doesn't, yeah, he uses it an awful lot as well. Yeah, might get APL. APL is good. It's really, really good. I really enjoy it. I'm having a blast using Fly the Line right now as well. But again, it's really early, so it's so difficult to be like, is this gonna be, you know, the best career mode ever? It's so subjective. Some people really love the grind of on air. Some people really love the community aspect of on air. Right? Some people really love that. And on air is really, really good in that aspect. It's just, it's too much of a grind for me, personally. I do think that APL probably has more routes for airlines compared to Fly the Line. I don't know where Fly the Line got its data from. And we do know that APL updates every single month its routes and fleets and all that jazz. I don't know how Fly the Line's going to work with that. There's a lot of question marks when it comes to Fly the Line. A lot of question marks. But I'm doing Fly the Line like I do with, you know, every other add-on I have, which is Fly the Line cost me $40. Am I going to put 40 hours into Fly the Line? Yeah, I'm already at what, 6 or 7 hours? Or am I at 6 hours, I said? This will be 7, so yeah. Clearly I'll get my $40 out of it. I've gotten my whatever $35 out of APL for sure. And I bought the expansion for APL, the PA announces, which I never use, but I bought it. Just got here. Where's your hub for Southwest? I started in Orlando. So I started Orlando. So the first, so I did four flights per sector. Okay, so the first sector it was from Orlando to Raleigh, or Raleigh to Orlando. Second flight is Orlando to Atlanta, Atlanta to Orlando. That will end sector 2. Oh, sector 1 for this airline, I guess. So you can pick how many. You can do, what is it? I think you can do as little as 2 sectors per flight generation, per flight schedule generator. Schedule flight? How would you word that? Flight generation? Whatever. I think you do 2. As low as 2. And as high as 8. I think. Does APL have cargo? Yes, Matthew. APL does have cargo. Oh yeah, I've flown for FedEx, UPS, in APL. Yep, they have DHL. They have a bunch of smaller cargo ones. Yeah, there's all kinds of cargo. There's pretty much any modern, any current active airline is highly likely to be an APL. Very highly likely to be an APL. All right. Passing 18,000 and standard pressure's on. Yeah, FedEx has so many worldwide routes, which is really nice because when I was with the FedEx, I was flying to US and I was flying to Europe. It's really, really cool. And what I really like about APL is that it doesn't have you do the back and forth route. You know, Fly the Line makes it more realistic where you're flying your plane from, you know, if you're flying your plane from Orlando to Atlanta, you should probably bring it back to Orlando. But I love that you can just do random flight generation with APL. That's definitely been always one of my favorite things about it, is you can just kind of jump in whenever and fly. If I want to do one flight on the East Coast, and this flight's going to be on the West Coast, you know, and then you add in like a cargo thing, you can hop on over to Europe at some points, you know, or if you're, you know, if you want to make it based in Europe, you can do flights in Europe and then fly over in the U.S. With Fly the Line, do you have to do the furnished house, or is it an option? J. Russ, you don't have to. You don't have to, but it's recommended. So we looked at it today. We bought a couple things here on the stream. So I bought a couch, I bought a bed, I bought a toilet, weird stuff like that. And we did see instantly it improved the fatigue level of the pilot. So it does impact the digression on certain things. But fatigue was a big point that I was a little bit nervous about, because it was the lowest one I had. And so I looked at things that I could add into the house that can increase the recovery, and those things did. So you could probably get away with not doing it, but then you're going to be probably limiting yourself in how much you can balance out well-being. Is this a racetrack? Where are we flying over? Is that Jacksonville? Or Daytona? Oh, it's Daytona. There's Daytona. The Daytona 500. That's cool. Where's Irishman at? There's P2 up there. Oh yeah, he's landing different runways, so that's why he's still at higher elevation. Yes, APL has cargo. My second copy of it is FedEx, so I fly the MD-11. I want to get it, but I just don't know if it'll hit that separation that APL hits when you rank up, because you can join any airlines to start up. Yeah. So
Another subscriber.
Sinfin, sorry. Welcome in, thanks for the subscription. APL has like more of a commitment. You're committing to an airline, right? I feel like that's what APL has going for it. It's really good. You really commit to the airline. Whereas there's really not a commitment with Fly the Line. It's really up to you if you want to commit to finishing out your sector and then getting your bonus XP for completing that sector. Okay, winds are still supposed to be calm. Right now I have a slight tailwind. You can see that it's kind of slight. Like I said, it's off to the left, but it's still slight. You know, it's off to our east here, but it's definitely still just a hair of a tailwind. We'll see if things progress as we get closer. Are there any good tutorials on trimming the 737? I don't know for sure. I thought P2 might have found something. I think P2 found it. Didn't you find a tutorial, P2, on trimming the 737? Or no, maybe that's the 777 I'm thinking of. That might be a 777. Sky says, I do feel the route networks at APL aren't so updated though. Well, Sky, they update it every month. They update it it's about the first week of the month they typically update it. And I don't know where they get their data from. I don't know any of that stuff. So I know they do update it monthly though, because in their Discord they have an announcement every time they do it. Again, I don't know how accurate it is for sure. Well, Southwest does point to you should be going back and forth. Southwest does point to point. Shouldn't be going back there. Yeah. I don't know. That's like I said. That's what I really like about APL. Is that with APL, you can do the random flights. But maybe that will come down the road. Maybe they need, people like me and everyone else to kind of give points to improve the software. P2 said he changed his runway. My landings might be interrupted by Uber Eats delivery. No, I didn't find a tutorial for the 737. Yeah, that was a 777. Okay. Fly a hold, P2. Yeah, hopefully you're not at minimum fuel. Alright, here we come in for the arrival. So we should get vectors after Banya up here for the arrival. Cedo, we want to be at 2,500. So I'm going to go ahead and put our... There we go, so we're cleared direct to Banya.
Cleared direct Banya.
At or above 7,000.
7,000. Cleared ILS runway 17 left, southwest 280.
Southwest doesn't do the hubs in spoken model that every other airline does. I only know this because that's why... Because that's... Oh, that's your wonderful employer? That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's just what Fly the Line does. Personally, I think that's just what Fly the Line does. Alright, so we're going direct to Banya, and then after Banya, heading up 250.
Southwest 2263, 16 miles from Hammy. Turn left, heading 210, maintain 2,200.
Alright, 250 in the box.
Course. Cleared ILS runway 18 right. At your SARS.
Showers. I wonder why Beyondatc does that. Triforce is doing EGLC to LEC. Oh, ooh, that sounds fun. Have fun. That's awesome. Gonna be using Fly the Line and Beyondatc ATC with traffic. I wonder how good. Well, hopefully it goes good. Things aren't looking good at Southwest IRL with that investor. I haven't really... I know that they're changing a bunch of stuff with Southwest. I know they did the baggage change recently. Alright, 250.
Cleared direct Yago, cross Yago at or above 6,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 18 right.
Let's see, we're expecting the ILS approach. So I'm going to go ahead and start our descent. I know we're not technically cleared for it, but I'm going to start my descent. This plane's 2,000 feet below me, so I feel it's necessary.
1456, contact Orlando Tower 12 for point 3.
Alright, let's also look over here, and let's go to our performance. Low landing, let's copy this information. It's currently dry. The Weja is 000 at 00. Temperatures 33. And altimeter 3012. Let's go flaps 30, AC on, anti-ice off, brakes 1, calculate, show it. Complete. And 146 on the V's. Got a plane coming in from the west. I feel like that plane's going to be an issue. We haven't got our turn yet, right? We just got crossed. We haven't been cleared. We're just expecting the ILS. P2's downwind. I have to do CYYZ to CYQY. Ooh, that sounds like a P2 flight. What's it? WCW, welcome in. Doing good. P2, do you have any sceneries for Canada? Oh, I'm sure P2 has all kinds of scenery for the Canada. Alright, we need to get a turn here pretty quick. We just blew past the ILS. What are these planes doing here? They're going around? The airport's over here. They forget about us?
Southwest 2263, contact Orlando Tower 12 for point 3. See you.
Yeah, what the hell? It's really busy traffic, so they might have forgot about us. Alright, we're gonna just turn. I think they forgot about us. Or it's really confused with the runway change.
Orlando approach, JetBlue
Because these planes are coming around. I think we're going to have some runway incursions.
JetBlue 583 Orlando approach. Good morning. Altimeter expect radar vectors for ILS runway 1.
Alright, what are we? 15 nautical miles out. Let's go ahead and bring up our V speed just a little bit. Let's get our first notch of flaps out. Request turn final. Yeah, I don't understand why it kind of forgot about us. I think it's the runway change, honestly. Look at the pattern though. These are all following where P2's going. We're the only goofus going on 17 left. I think it shouldn't have changed our runway. Or I think it should have changed our runway and it didn't.
Southwest 3378 leave Banya heading 270. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 18 right.
Well, they're landing 18 right, so there's a plane coming in for the arrival there. See, these planes are departing. Yeah, something's real funky with it. Alright, let's go ahead and arm the approach mode.
Southwest 3378 turn right heading
Yeah, very indeed. Traffic's like all over the place here. Alright, flaps 5. We should capture the localizer here momentarily. I was expecting a turn.
3378 descend maintain 6,000 feet.
Descend maintain 6,000 feet. Southwest 3378.
Oh, I forgot about you, and then you said, "Hey, hey, I'm here." Well, I'll report if it doesn't say anything. I'll report on final.
Cleared ILS runway 18 right.
It's having issues with the voice too.
Turn left. Heading 210. 2,200 until...
Alright, localizer and glide slope was captured. We are on the approach. Let's bring that speed back.
Contact Orlando Tower 118.
Alright, it's giving us over the tower now.
Over to Tower 118.45, Southwest 280.
Looking good. Alright, so we have to hit this landing now, folks. We have to hit this landing.
ILS runway 17 left.
Landing is very important in fly the line. Alright, we're clear to land.
Runway 17 left, cleared to land, Southwest.
Canada,
280.
Australia now buying European sceneries. I assume you're probably buying them when you're flying the airlines with APL. That's what I was doing. Someone that has both of them, they both have issues. Yeah, they got to iron out. Yeah, I think they all do. Even FS HUD. Even FS HUD will struggle with it sometimes. All right, let's see what our, and it says here 146.
Southwest 3629, Orlando Tower, fly heading 160, runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff.
All right, AP's off my aircraft. And approach mode is activated. 1,000 call. Now I'm going to come in lower than what the PAPIs and what the glide slopes say, because fly the line again is very big on the touchdown zone. You want to hit the 50% mark, apparently, was what Will was saying earlier. And I've been pretty close to that 50%. It's just been very inconsistent. I got a tailwind. I'm a little nervous about that tailwind. Oh, now it's going to crosswind. Okay, it's wind. Okay, it's dying down now. All right, we might be all right. Might be all right. I just don't want to get dinged more points. Big old warehouse below us. And the scenery in Orlando is so cool. It's always fun flying in like photogrammetry places.
Southwest 1594, hold short of 17 right.
All right, Matthew, I haven't even touched the trim yet. After AP, I always wait for AP to kind of figure out its life on the approach, and then it makes it a lot easier to not worry about the trim.
Runway 17 right, line up and wait. Southwest 1594.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Hold it. Let it settle. Settle down, buddy. Touchdown. Let that nose come down gently. And then we're down, reverses are out.
Southwest 1594 Orlando Tower, fly heading 160, runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff.
Reverses are cleared. Flaps coming up. Welcome to sunny Orlando. All right, heard that sound? That is APL, or not APL. That's flight line telling you that
280 exit right at November.
you've completed the landing.
Exit right at November 4 Southwest 280.
All right, and I know this is going to take at least 3 minutes, but I'm going to get the clock going thanks to the tip from.
Have a good one.
Oh, who gave me that tip? Shoot, I forgot who it was. I'm sorry.
6.4 Southwest 280.
Who gave me that tip? Someone gave me the tip in chat about turning on the clock on the first officer side. There goes Southwest taking off or landing. Orlando Brown, a very good afternoon from Southwest 280. We are looking to taxi to gate 125. I don't know where the hell we are.
Southwest 280, welcome to Orlando Airport, gate 125, taxi via Foxtrot.
I think we just hit a gator. We just hit a gator. All right, we're on
Gate
Foxtrot.
125 via Foxtrot. Hold short runway 17 right, Southwest 280.
This is a really bumpy. This is the default Orlando, and it's got some bumps. I got some bumps I gotta iron out. All right, we're gonna hold short up here. Maybe I should buy a paidware at Orlando. There's one paidware, I think, right? I don't know if it's any good though. I know when it first launched, it had some issues with the default scenery or something. You had to turn off photogrammetry or something like that.
Southwest 280, cross runway 17 right at Foxtrot. Continue taxi via Foxtrot Hotel, Golf 1, Hotel 2.
Foxtrot Hotel.
Cross runway 17
Golf
right
1.
at Foxtrot. Continue taxi via Foxtrot Hotel. Golf 1, Hotel 2, Southwest 280.
Alright, so that's going to be up on the left up there. So here's hotel. Oh, this is hotel? Yeah, this is hotel. Where is it? Yeah, this is hotel, right? Yeah, this is hotel. Okay, we're on hotel, and we're going to take this all the way down to Golf 1. So we're parking over here in Southwest land. I prefer St. Intentions, but it's not by much. I like their entourage that St. Intentions has, but mostly the cost system. Yeah, for what Beyondatc offers, for what FS HUD offer, I think for a one-time purchase, you can't go wrong with either one of those two. It's very difficult to challenge and say that the monthly subscription of SI is worth it when you have the other two products that offer a one-time purchase kind of thing. I know there's Open Sky, but it's not. I don't think it's remotely close to what Beyondatc and FS HUD offer still. I have not used it, so who knows. Still cockpit. Yeah, it felt really good. I'm smashing P2 smashing his landing. All right, here's Golf 1. It felt like a really good landing. Felt nice and smooth. All right, and I'm just gonna pick a gate here. I don't feel like searching for my gate, so I'm gonna go around the corner here because I think it looks empty over there. And we'll park over the body of the Southwests. And then we're going to do a restart of the sim. And we're going to load back here into Orlando. But before that, I'm going to turn off GSX. Oh, jeez. Stutters are here. Oh, there goes that. Maybe it's not GSX. All right. All right, park and brake is set. That's got to been 3 minutes, right? What's the clock say? 4 minutes. Cool. All right, over here, go to menu, go to system page. We're gonna go to connect. Grand up top here. We're gonna go to on. Go on down here. Cutoff switches. And then let's go ahead and make our friend fly the line really big. Then we're going to hit end flight. And while that's doing its thing, let's close out beyond ATC. And let's close out of the sim. We can do this stuff in the background. Got one negative. What happened? What happened on that takeoff? The climb, it says. There says there's a negative on the climb. Ain't that some crap? I don't think I did anything wrong on the climb. I feel like I got scammed out of this. Alright, let's close out of the sim. I'll get into the flight line here in a second. I just want to get the sim closed out. And then I'm just going to go ahead and edit my executable file and disable GSX from loading in. True, disabled. Save it. Okay, there we go. That solves that problem. All right, launch the sim. Okay, so 79 out of 100. Positives, you can see there on the left. Let's go to takeoff. Takeoff was pretty good, it looks like. 9 on the pitch. Winds, okay. Takeoff feedback. All positive on that aspect. It's the climb they didn't like, so they gave me some criticism on the climb. Climb says airspeed exceed 250 below 10,000. Ooh, so it does ding you if you go too fast. That's cool. I like that. I don't think APL does that. I don't think APL dings you on the 250 over 1,000 or 10,000. It only dings you on the approach. If your approach speed is over 210 or something like that, it will ding you. So I like that. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I'll take that. Cruise was off. I'll get 1 feedback here. Aircraft reached 10% of the cruising altitude. That's fine. Cool. And here's some more data there. Landing data. We have 7 feedback. Our landing touchdown was 157. Average sync rate was 395. All within the threshold. Flaps were deployed. Flaps were retracted. Stable. Wind conditions. So we landed really good with that. We were at 69% in their touchdown zone. So we load in here. You can see we touched down right here. And we ended our roll right here, which means we're under 30 knots, I would assume. So all within it, 69. That's not too bad. A little bit farther than I would have liked to, but it works out okay. Continue. So here's our flight. We had $47 on that flight. And XP bonus for the touchdown was 4. Landing bonus is 6. Real-time bonus 34. So real-time bonus is if you do like sim rate, you'll lose that bonus. So that's a pretty big 34 XP is pretty big. Pretty big. Okay, so there we go. Our money's up now. XP's up. So on the next flight, I might be... Well, I definitely know I'll go level 4. No, maybe not. No, we won't go level 4. We at 546. Maybe. 54 points. Maybe. We might be able to get over to level 3. We're junior first officer. I'd be level 3. Okay. And then we do have more skills. We could look at our skill book here. So I want to unlock this one here. So I have to wait for 3. I have to wait for 3 points. So I'm going to wait for 1 more skill point, so the next flight I can unlock that one. A minus 173? Damn, very nice. Very, very nice. We have 1 full day of holiday pay now available, which is cool. Okay, let's go and start our next flight then. So we're going to go to dispatch. Oh, we can't. Why can't we? Oh, I have to launch up FSU IPC. Okay. FSU IPC. There we go. And then we click on dispatch. We're going to go to the max. We're going to open sim brief. And then in the sim, We have everything set up, all time players there. That's all fine, cool, grand. We're gonna go to Orlando. And then, where did we taxi? We parked over here, so I'm just gonna go back where we were. I'm gonna go there. And then, let's go to apply. Oh, I didn't hit the button yet. Oh yeah, we gotta go to leap. And then runway 35 left is what they're saying for departure, so the runway change is indeed real. Okay. Altitude 32, so let's go ahead and apply. And then we'll go ahead and load into the aircraft here. Right, because I think we have to wait till, yeah. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and load into Orlando. Here's happy Orlando. Let's let it load in. Then we're going to go ahead and hit apply sim brief. What is going on with the GPU thing today? Try again. There we go. Go to aircraft. All right, that's all loaded to go, ready to go. Let's go and bring that guy small up in the corner again. Cool. Back to chat. Grand. Start flight. Load in. Wow, something is going on. I keep getting that GPU memory thing really bad today. And I'm not even all I have is multiplayer on. Is multiplayer causing problems? There's P2 down over there. Yeah, I decided to do sim rate ×2 yesterday for a 2.5-hour flight. Not sure if I want to keep doing it or care about the 30 XP. Yeah, I think it all really depends on yeah, obviously time and all that jazz. Taxi to gate version, yeah, I don't know if they ever fix that. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that was the Orlando. I couldn't find myself to purchase it, even though I feel I fly there most. The default one's not bad. Default one's not really bad at all. Give me some time to get to the gate and set up sim brief again. Yep, no problem. Going to parking now. Okay, so my FPS is stabilized again. It's just something about the initial load that's causing issues. I wonder if it's the server. No. All right, we're waiting for P2. We're going to Atlanta. So let me get sim brief. Here's the next route. All right, we're going to, I think we'll use Beyond ETC, but I'm not going to do traffic on this one. I'm really nervous about the frame stuff. So I'm going to disable traffic for this next flight, especially since we have P2 on the chat too. And if any of you want to fly along, master copy. I'm not sure how long you are going, but for your flight. But if you want to tag along with us, if you need a couple of seconds, let us know. Let's go to fly, and then let me look at my messages with
Beyond ATC connected.
Fly the line. It says, as you prepare for your flight into Atlanta, keep in mind that Hartsfield-Jackson is one of the busiest airports in the world, with the most complex airspace and different approach options. Expect to navigate through a mix of controlled and uncontrolled airspace and be prepared for the potential vectorings from ATC as they manage heavy traffic. This airport layout can be challenging due to multiple runways and taxiways. Ensure you're familiar with the taxi routes to avoid delays. Regarding your recent landings at Orlando, your touchdown zone could use some improvement at 69%. This indicates that you're consistently landing beyond the ideal zone. Reviewing your historical data, there seems to be a slight trend towards better accuracy overall, but it still warrants attention. So your previous flights show a range of 54% to 60%, suggesting while you are making improvements, refining your landing techniques will enhance your performance further. Your sync rate is 157, which is an acceptable range, and it's good. However, given that your touchdown zone accuracy is not where it should be, focus on ensuring that you align with the touchdown zone first before worrying about the finesse of the plane itself. Ooh, I like that. I love the tip it's giving you. Let's see, weather today or at Orlando is currently calm, winds, temperature 33, visibility is good, VFR conditions. This should be a stable takeoff. And in Atlanta, it's 290 at 12, temperatures 32 degrees, and there's IFR conditions. Warm temperatures lead to reduced engine performance during takeoff, may require adjustments in your approach speeds. That's very cool. I love the breakdown of that. I think this is one of the coolest features of Fly the Line is that AI breakdown. I think it's really, really cool. Okay, I am on APU, so I should be quick. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and start my flight up then. So we're gonna go power, system page, sim, ground support, connect, good, grand, beautiful. Up top here, battery on, ground power is on, IRS is aligned, window heats, wheels. P2, why aren't you flying the Max? What's going on? And then let's arm all that jazz. Okay, that should be good. Let's go back over here to the side. Let's go to briefing panel. Let's fetch this dude and put in our performance stuff. Payload 136 for passengers going to Atlanta. Cargo 51, so that would be 3550, right? Pretty close to, at least. Fuel on board is 12,758. Taxi fuel 420. Plan trip, whoops, raw, is 5539. Zero fuel weight 1329. 1329. Perfect. Okay, cool. Set fuel, set payload complete. All is beautiful there. Let's go down here to the FMC. Whoops, wrong button. That's the right button, actually. Next page, GPS. Let's go ahead and grab this, drop this in there. Route, request a flight plan. Let's see, P2 says, I am enjoying my buttering the Phoenix phase before they bring the new landing fixes and take me 6 months to figure it out again. That's a fair point. That's a very fair point. I'm not going to go Phoenix until the update comes out. I'm going to keep flying my Max until the Phoenix is released. And then I have to decide if I jump over from Southwest to a different airline, because I'm kind of really digging this Fly the Line stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I'm digging it. Alright, runway 35 left. Is that what you got? Well, are you doing my same route, P2? I got 35 left. And then we have Southwest 284. Activate, execute, go to performance, drop that in there. Fuel reserves are 2. Cruising is 183 at 5, or 138 at 5. Temperature is 12. Execute. N1s, let's go and find that. Let's go to copy this jazz. Flaps are 5, AC on, anti-ice is off. And then we have 44 for the temperature. Takeoff, flaps are 5. CGs 537. I love the auto trim on this thing. Grand. And departure 35 left via Jimmy 5. Jimmy? Or hold on, Jimmy 4. Yeah, via Pain. It's very painful. The arrival in Atlanta is currently expected to be 27 left. via Jedi 3, going to go Star Wars today, and the Lars transition. All right, cool. I should be very familiar with Atlanta because I've flown so many times out of Atlanta recently because of APL. All right, let's go and get our clearance from Orlando. Orlando clearance is 1347. Orlando clearance, a very good afternoon from Southwest 284, ready for IFR clearance to Atlanta.
Southwest 284, Orlando clearance cleared to Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta I Airport. Jemmy for departure, Payne transition, then is filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 120.15, squawk 0126.
All right, climbing via the SID.
Cleared to Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta I Airport.
Up to 320.
Jemmy for departure, Payne transition, then as filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 120.15, squawk 0126, Southwest 284.
Okay, good. And APU.
Southwest 284, read back correct. Contact ground 126.4 when ready for push or start.
Pumps are pumping. And
Ground
over here to the left,
126.4 when ready for pushback or
system
engine
page,
start.
disconnect,
Southwest 284.
set, good to go there. I think we're ready for pushback. Orlando ground, hello from Southwest 284, ready for pushback and engine start. All right, P2, are you looking good? How are you looking?
Southwest 284,
Yeah, I need to see KB 17 right. I'm doing 35. The big update drops in a couple days. I think I'm going to switch my company over to EasyJet and fly their route. Ooh, that'd be fun. Yeah. Face the east. Gonna face the east. All right. So where's my pushback, dude? Plan. East. Good. Least a parking brake. Pushback commencing. Clock's a clocking. Up here, APU bleed on, and engine number 2 is starting up. Let's see. Beyondatc is broken for me. It keeps giving me a wrong runway and doesn't let me change it. Well, yeah, you had to restart it, right? Try to restart it again, P2. See, what's nice about SI is you can leave it to set up runway and then simply for historical weather you can pick the runway and pick it. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a plus for that, for sure. You're supposed to be able to just ask for a change of runway too with Beyondatc, and it doesn't seem to always work. If you have traffic off, it should work. We are very anti-SI. Pushing back. Which runway for you? 35 left. 35 left. All right, engine number 2 should be good. Engine number 1 is next. Gen 2, good. Orlando ground, Southwest 28, Southwest 28-4, rated taxi to the active. Sounded really weird.
Southwest 284, runway 17 right, taxi via Golf 1, Golf Hotel 1.
Runway 17 right, taxi via Golf 1, Golf
What the
Hotel
hell?
1, Southwest
Yeah, you're right,
284.
P2. It's saying now 17 right. I'm gonna stick to 13 left. 13 left. All right, I'm also gonna step away for a couple seconds. I'll be right back. All right, I missed the cat's brunch. All right, least to parking brakes were cleared via. We're going to taxi at runway 35 left. We're just doing left because that's what SimBrief gave us. That's what makes the most sense. So we're just gonna ignore. We're not using traffic, so we'll be all right. That's off. Oh crap. Gen's on. Leads, masters, good. Okay. All right. Taxiing on out. Taxi lights are on. Yeah, okay. Make sure I didn't forget that. All right. Flaps 5, good. Altitude set, checked. Very good. Yeah, that's one thing that SI does better in moment selection, but SI also gives me the wrong ATC channel to switch to. You're going to hit plus and minuses with all of it. P2 says he's going to have, what did you say? You have a long taxi ahead of you. I'll wait for the single taxi engine.
Southwest 284, contact Orlando Tower 1845.
Over
All
to
right.
Tower 1845, Southwest 284.
Oh, it wants us over the tower already because it thinks we're doing... I could have maybe requested the runway change at this point, since there's no there's no traffic, but I didn't trust it. I'll use this time to catch up to you. All right. Let's see. So we're going to go down all the way to Hotel 10. Like I said, this is a really nice free airport. A really nice free airport. They just need to give it a little bit of love. Work on the taxiways a little bit. It's a really nice airport. All right, so we're going 34 knots. We're going to see if I get dinged. I'm kind of testing at this point. We're Southwest. Come on, that Southwest our taxi's really, really fast. We're allowed to do this. All right, let's get our TCAS cassin. P2, is your server, is your sim like stuttering a little bit? Is the performance a little lower than typically? I wonder if it's the server. I wonder if it's the North Europe server that's causing this issue. Okay, so then on departure, let's see what we want to do. Should be just a straight out departure. Alright, so we'll be alright. We'll just follow the departure. I think they did some updates to this airport for Sim Update 20 or for 2024 because they got like the rocks here. I don't think these rocks were in 2020. I don't think that was a feature. I could be wrong. Just a tad bit stuttery, not too bad. Okay. Not too much. Okay, so it must be just me. For me, it's mostly when I seem to pan around. Like, that's really bad. I don't even know where you are, P2. Oh, there you are. Okay, we're back over there. Ooh. Hot brakes. I'll switch on autopilot right after takeoff, so that gets me time to get to eat. Alright, here we are at 35 left. Orlando Tower, Southwest 284, ready to take off, runway 35 left. Let's see what happens.
Southwest 284, Orlando Tower, fly heading 160.
It doesn't care.
17 right, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 160, runway 17
I said
right,
left.
cleared for takeoff.
I said 35
Southwest
left,
284.
and it let me take you, and it let me do it. That's odd. I was expecting to be like, no, 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 not 35 left. That's a bit odd. Alright, auto throttle is throttling. Throttles are powering. Toga is a toga. And we go fly. I am way behind you. Gotta catch up to these Southwest people here. We haul ass. Alright, here we go. And 80 knots looking good. Rotating. Alright, remember, we maintain our pitch angle the best we can. It's very, very important with fly the line. Gear is going up. 400 feet. LNAV and VNAV are coming on. Flaps up 1 notch. You Southwest are always so quick. Flap ups 2. Maintain that pitch, maintain that pitch. And flaps full.
Another subscriber.
Give me 1 sec, I'll check the chat. I don't want to lose my points. Sorry. Alright, hold it, hold it. Maintain it. Off. Now I think Beyondatc's lost because it hasn't calmed us in yet. It hasn't chimed in. So we'll just switch over to center ourselves. What did we ding down last time? Oh, we were above 250. Oh boy. I've been watching that very carefully. We're only a couple knots over. You can go 5 over. They let you when you drive cars. You can do that in the sim too, right? That's how it is with airplanes. Alright, over to the left a little bit. Okay, looking good. We're supposed to be... We've got an altitude cap here at 7,000. Let's bring down that nose. And AP is on to make it easier for me. Jones, thank you for the subscription. Welcome on in. And looking good. Let's go ahead and bring out the range a little bit. Okay. Now this is a shorter hop compared to the last flight. This is 351 nautical miles. The last flight was like almost 500, over 500 I think. So this should be a much shorter flight than the last flight. And 27 left is what we're getting. P2 still taxiing. Got, what is that? Is it a cloud? What is that? Yeah, it's just a little cloud, random little cloud. Just chilling there. I thought it was a smokestack for something. That's crazy. There's P2 still down there. Alright, continuing our climb on out. Looking good. Nose up. Alright, I'd say that's a pretty successful departure. You should have waited for me. You'll be in Atlanta before I take off. That's great. Hey, that means we can watch your landing, P2, though. We can watch your landing. If I get there on the ground fast enough, we can watch your landing. It's going to be even better. After you're buttering your landing, we're going to put all the pressure on you. Alright, there's 10,000. Landing lights are coming off. Cool. Alright. Looking good. Now, one thing that's really cool about APL as well is I think you can see, can't you see like what you, oh, maybe not. I was gonna say, thought you could, I thought you could see the status of your flight as you're going, like the real time, like you dock points because of this, dock points because of that. But maybe you can't. Maybe I'm making up stories. All right, let's go over to center here. Not clearance. Center. Excuse me. Jacksonville Center, hello from Southwest 284. We are just passing 13,000, climbing flight level 320.
Southwest 284, Jacksonville Center, radar contact, climb, maintain flight level 320.
Alright, so they have us again.
Climb, maintain flight level 320, Southwest 284.
So definitely Beyond ATC is bugging. Very much so. So P2 got the correct runway for landing. I did not. So in that change, it got goofed up. And then on this one, we got, I swear it said clear. I saw it on my screen, 35 left. And then it changed, reverted to the other runway. So I don't know what is going on. The not transferring from tower to departure makes sense because it's expecting a waypoint we didn't hit, therefore didn't know where we were, so it got lost. P2 still taxiing? I still see you on the screen, P2. You're back there still. At 100 feet. I think this is 100. Or is that 300? Oh. Now you're still there. That's weird. It gets small and big. We have USMC Vet down there as well. I didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy. What movie is that from? Speaking of movies, so my wife and I went to go see Fantastic Four yesterday. So the new Fantastic Four, that's kind of like, I think it's like a new launch into the next phase of the Marvel's stuff. I don't know for sure though. Anyways, I thought it was pretty good. I had a lot of fun. I was very entertained. Pedro Pascal did a really good job. The cast choice were really good, I felt. The Stranger Things guitar dude was in it. He's really good. And the girl that casted for Sue Storm was good. And then for The Thing, he was really good too. I loved his like Brooklyn kind of accent, and he was very much about Brooklyn, which is cool to have that. Pascal did a really good job at like, he changed his tone. His voice was the same, but he changed his tone to where it does sound like he's a scientist. I guess it's you know, like a, you know, someone acting to be a scientist. But he did a really good job, and I was telling my wife, he's one of those actors that they obviously look the same, but like they have the ability to change the way their speech pattern is just a little bit to where you can tell they're playing a different character. Where you have some actors like Keanu Reeves was my example I gave, which he's very similar in many of his movies, right? His tone doesn't really change. Like when I listen to him as the voice of what's his name? Of Johnny in Cyberpunk, I hear and see Keanu Reeves from John Wick, if that makes any sense. But with Pascal, like I didn't see Joel in there. I didn't see the character he played in Game of Thrones in there. I didn't really see any of his other characters. Yeah, once in a while it'd come out a little bit, but he does a really good job at doing that. I was very impressed. Apparently there's also like 3 movies you can go see in the theater that he's in, which is wild. So obviously he's like a hot actor right now. So good for him. But I thought the story was pretty good. My question is this, like, so I'm not going to give any spoilers about the movie, but it does surround about a baby. And my question is, did the actress they hired for Sue Storm, was she hired because she was pregnant? Did she get pregnant during filming and then they had to change things around? I'm very curious about all of that. Was some of it CGI because she's actually pregnant and they had to make her not look pregnant at, during certain scenes in the movie, and vice versa? I'm very curious about how all of that worked, because when I saw some of the like red carpet stuff, she still looked pregnant. But in the movie, like, half the movie she's pregnant, half of it she's not. So I'm very curious how all of that worked. Irishman, welcome in. We're just leaving your neck of the woods. We just landed in your neck of the woods. Orlando's back there. P2 still taking off, I think. I don't know, maybe he's airborne now. Oh yeah, he's airborne. He's almost up with 8,000 feet. Yeah, we're leaving Orlando, heading over to Atlanta. We just did a flight from Raleigh into Orlando. Now we're taking Southwest over to Atlanta. We're using APL, or not APL, sorry, Fly the Line. Yep, if I had to give a rating to the movie, Fantastic Four, I would say I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. A solid 8 out of 10. It was very entertaining. The story was good. I was interested a lot into it. There was some critiquing you can do to it. The CGI was very good, with the exception of one part, which I don't want to give any spoilers about, so I'm going to keep that to myself. I thought the bad guy was really, really good. I thought the Silver Surfer stuff they have in there is really, really good. The end credits, you don't need to stay for the last end credits. If you watch that kind of stuff, you don't need to stay for that last one, because there was really nothing to it. But the first one, the first end credits, which is pretty much right after the movie ends, was really good. And it does set up an interesting forward movement for the franchise. And I'm honestly not big into the Fantastic Four. Like, I never had much of an interest in that story, or in their story. But it was really good. I'll watch it again. Like, when it comes to streaming on Disney Plus, I'll watch it again for sure. For sure. It leaves hope. It leaves hope. I'm very curious how well it's going to do against Superman, because when you look at superheroes, there are 2 that typically pop into anyone's head. 2. You have Superman, and you have Batman. Right? That's typically the superheroes. When someone says, give me a superhero, that's typically what you say right away. One of those 2 guys. And those are both DC. So we have Marvel versus DC right now going on between movies. So I wonder what it's going to be. I wonder what the sales are going to be, because the Fantastic Four is not a household name that you say often. I feel like you will say Superman and Batman, even if you have nothing to do with superheroes, movies, games, you're probably likely going to say one of those words at some point in the course of a year. You're never going to say Fantastic Four. Would I say it's worth seeing in the theater? Yeah. For the sound effects alone, for the soundtrack, and for the the theater speakers, oh man, very good. Very good. And we saw it on, we get the theater chain here where I live is a Cinemark. And they have a thing called XD, which is, just a big screen. But they have really good Dolby Atmos. I think it's Dolby Atmos sound system in the theater, in the main theater. But it was really good. Like, the scenes that were supposed to be rumbling and bouncing, it was really, really good. Sounds that weren't supposed to, when it was supposed to be quiet, it was really, really good. I was very impressed. Very, very impressed. Plus, okay, so this is what's really weird, is the theater chain we go to, they have a movie pass, okay? And essentially what it is you pay a monthly subscription or the yearly subscription. I only get it when I know we're going to go see a movie for this reason. So it's $11.99 for the movie pass. Okay? So keep that in mind. That's very important. And it eliminates online fees. So if you order your tickets online, it gives you 20% off concessions, and it gives you a free ticket, which tickets average anywhere between $8 to $12, depending on the screen you're going to see it on and time of day, right? Matinee versus not. So, with that said, the $11.99 membership pretty much buys a ticket, and you get the discount with the concessions, which for me is it wasn't a lot for our movie yesterday because all we got was drinks. Uh-oh. I lost audio in my headset. Oh, and it's back. Okay, that's weird. So either way, it was really cool. It was a really good movie, and the membership was well worth it for me for our adventure. I think though there's only like, so I'm kind of up in the air. There's a new Naked Gun movie coming out with Liam Neeson, who is known for being an action star, not a comedian, right? But it looks entertaining, and that makes me want to go see it. I might go see it on like one of the $5 movie nights when it comes out. We'll see, like work related and all that jazz, if I can make it happen, but I'm kind of interested in it. It looks like it's just going to be off the wall kind of silly comedy, which I like, you know, stupid American comedy. Alright, where's P2? P2 still back there? There's P2. There's a Bonanza on the ground. P2 slowly catching up. And top of descent is right there, so it's not too far away. So let's go ahead and start preparing for the arrival. Let's see if what Jacksonville Center says first. Jacksonville Center, Southwest 284. Just wondering, what is our expected star and arrival runway into Atlanta today?
Southwest 284, your expected star is 6-2, and arrival runway is 09er right at Hartsfield, Jackson,
All right.
Atlanta I.
So they're changing runways on us. 9 right. Well, SimBrief's telling me not in use. What is real life telling me now? Let's look at real life. So, where's my real life website? I forget what I use. The heck's it called? Oh, here we go. ATC Guru.
Southwest 284, contact Jacksonville Center 126.7.
That's what I use. Alright. K-Lanta.
Center on 126.75.
Alright, ATC is saying arrival ATC is simultaneous approaches and visual 26 right, visual 27 left, and visual 28. We have the 27 left. So we're sticking, and this is updated 20 minutes ago. We're sticking with this runway. So let's see if we can do, yeah, you got 27 left, that's when I got P2. So let's see, Jacksonville Center, Southwest 284. Would like to request the Jedi 3 arrival, runway 27 left via the Lars transition. Let's see what happens.
Southwest 284, you've not yet been assigned an arrival runway. We'll come back with
We're too early, I guess.
closer to your top of descent.
Alright, I guess we're too early. So let's program, either way, we're doing 27 left. That decision's been made. So performance, payload, let's go show landing. Let's go ahead and copy this information. It's currently driving Atlanta. The winds, Weja, 330 at 12. And the temperature is a blistering 33 degrees. QNH is, the hell's QNH? 3012. Or sorry, 3020. Flaps are 30, AC on, anti-ice off, brakes are set for 1, show and route, all operational and none for the completes. Calculated, 146 for the arrival. Left. Let's see what we have for our radios. Radios are 1085, 1085, 1085. Tell you what, I don't know if I can ever go back to using the in-sim radios after my Stream Deck. I don't think I can do it. 275. That's set in there, and minimums are going to be what? 1199. Jeez. So it's like a 1,000 feet height difference from Orlando to Atlanta. 99. Whoop, way too far. There we go. All right, arrival set. And then arrival down to 8,000 feet. All right, that's set as well. So we're looking at what? An estimated arrival time currently of 16:10, and it is 15:29, so 40 minutes before arrival. Well, that's not too bad. 18:19. Oh yeah, we have a time difference because of so I'm supposed to be on the ground here in the next 40 minutes. You are, I'll catch up to you by the approach. Okay. He took a shortcut. There's P2 back there. Yeah, it's like silky smooth in the sky, but it's like on the ground. I get that weird stuttering for some reason. Not quite sure why. Alright, so today I'm going to finish up the second part of this leg, so it'll be Atlanta back to Orlando. And then I have to decide what I want to do with airlines, because with the big update coming from Phoenix next week, I'm definitely going to want to fly that. And I kind of want to keep using Fly the Line, but although I should probably use Delta. Yeah, I have the gigabit as well. I don't think it's the connection, because the stream's looking good too. It's definitely the system. So I have to make a pretty big decision here. I really like flying for Southwest. Maybe the next schedule I build, I'll do only 2 flights instead of 4 flights for the sector. I don't know if I can switch that or not. I wish this was the last of the flights, because then I would do it live on the stream, but that's not going to be the case. I still have another return flight for the sector. But, yeah, I got to decide if I want to do United, Delta, I don't know. I guess I can go anywhere else, too. I can go do some flights in Europe. Because we were looking at doing KLM. Because KLM flies the 319, right? I could do that. It's not a bad idea. It's a hot day with high humidity. If we fly in the afternoon, we will see the turbulence and thunderstorms. That's true. Yeah, I'm curious. KLM flies the 319, right? Or is it just the 320? No, they do. Yeah, they fly the 319.
Southwest 284, contact Jacksonville Center 132.3.
We might do that.
Center on
Because we were talking about doing KLM before with APL. So I think I might finish up with Southwest. I'll do the return flight, and then I'll jump over to KLM, prepare for the Big Phoenix update.
Southwest 284, Jacksonville Center, copy.
That's what I might do. That sounds like a good idea. That's what I really like, though, about flying a line, is that you can jump over to whatever airline you want. There's no really hard commitment. There are definitely lots of positive with Flight Line. There's also some opportunity left for Flight Line. I think it's all going to come down to, did it sell well enough for them to put the time and effort into development? 2, do they care about putting that, or are they just going to be like, yo, we got our money out of it, it's good to go? And 3, are there any long-term prospects of it, right? I think those are the big factors with this software. The big selling point definitely is that it's available for both X-Plane and Flight Sim. So like you can use, the amount of users availability is much higher than say like New Sky, which uses SimConnect. Or I guess On-Air, isn't On-Air available? I think On-Air is available for X-Plane as well. So I don't know. It's gonna be the long-term aspects where I'm most interested in to see the development of the software. I don't know how many Just Flight products I have, but I think they do put in enough work into their stuff, I think. I'm excited for the Baby Shark coming in. It's going to be a race car. I'm excited for the update. I'm really excited about the update. Like, it's going to be a lot of fun. They haven't released, like, a bug or a feature list, right? I don't think they've released that yet, just that video. Did you hear about the update? Yeah, we were just talking about it, Karen. Welcome in. Yeah, we were just talking about it. We're super excited. So, I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of having mixed when I want it to come out. I know Will says he'd rather come out Tuesday because he has Tuesday and Wednesday off, so he'll be able to fly it. I think my cat wants more food. I think she's telling me. I'll be right back again. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's new sounds? I didn't know there were new sounds. Yeah, I didn't, like I didn't watch the full video. I kind of just jumped through it a little bit this morning because I wanted to get on the stream. Let me see history. Here we go.
But we are going to try and investigate some sort of solution here. Just be aware it's a bit of a low priority item for a ton of very cool possibilities, and it leaves us in a position to truly take full advantage of whatever is coming down the 2024 pipeline. As for the benefits to you,
It's like a
now,
brand new
the
plane for
first
free.
Isn't quite so flashy, but it is incredibly important. Lots. When doing the 2024 rebuild, we wanted to harness every square millimeter of variations of every single item we've modeled on this airplane in different levels of detail.
Oh wow.
Then set it all up so you don't notice it changing between detail levels when
So that's cool. They updated the LODs.
Given the lighting engine has changed between 2020 and 2024, we simply couldn't leave the flight deck in a state we did not intend. So the model was reworked and completely retextured to suit 2024's lighting.
That looks really, really nice, man.
We've done a ton of work here, which we'll get into later on. This includes some other little ridiculous tidbits, such as all our 7 segment displays now being physically emulated. Given they aren't modern backlit LCD-based displays, there's a really unique look to them which we've taken quite, and it'll be switched on for you. All 750 plus liveries present on our livery manager, and about 50 new ones.
750 liveries? Good lord.
Extensively customized and refined specifically for
The sounds are talked about in the
2020's
video at the
graphics
beginning.
engine.
Oh, at the beginning, okay.
And as a result of that,
I've
what
cut
we found
down distance by
were many of the
30%. Jeez.
customizations and tweaks that we've made to improve the visual quality in 2020, very unlike your phone or your LCD.
I love that
monitor.
detail there.
So here, the digits get brighter when light shines on them. So sunlight pouring in through the window will actually increase the contrast on these displays. But in MSFS, the gauge surface responds much more like a typical LCD, and it'll actually lose contrast in these scenarios. To work around this, we started by physically modeling the separate layers of the physical item itself, and
This
then
is
its
the
respective
detail in
surface
this is
properties.
crazy.
And then we built up the way that light propagates through both the front and the back, and how all these various light sources may impact the displays. We're really happy with how it looks, but like I said before, there is a catch. FS 2024 relies very heavily on temporal rendering, and this can cause a bunch of ghosting when you have certain settings or display resolutions. It's for this reason.
Alright, where's
it's
the sound
entirely
at?
opt in via, you should see the aircraft behave differently, but measurably more realistically. We're now seeing best correlation with complete hunger required, and has been the starting point for performance external engine model modules, Sharklet equipped A319 with counterpart. Of course, the engines aside, it is a bespoke flight model for the Sharklet equipped A319.
That's not so
with
nice
the
looking.
requisite
That's so
subtle
cool.
changes to lift and drag and a bunch of tiny other tweaks to fully realize the difference that the Sharklets bring to the A319 airframe. We even managed to find not 1 but 2 test pilots who regularly operate the type and have them sign off on the flight characteristics, as it can be quite sporty.
Nice.
Weather radar with game control now available. So tilt is still not possible without additional changes to
There you
the
go.
core
So
platform,
people who are all complaining about
but
the
we have
weather
the
radar,
system
it's now
side
going to be
up
available
should
in
it
the
ever
new
be
update
made
from
available
Phoenix.
to us. Next is the EFB. We've added stop margins to the takeoff performance. As mentioned in the blog post, it's kind of shoehorned into the UI at the moment, but it's there. We'll be revamping the entire UI for this page later, among some other improvements.
Wow, they're changing the page of
Another
that.
new feature is the custom PDF viewer in the pilot briefing app, should you wish to read a magazine or import your own offline charts. We've also added the ability to adjust
Read
the
a
volume
magazine.
of other Windows processes, so vPilot,
Oh,
GSX,
cool.
or even Spotify, using the ACP volume knobs.
That's cool.
And because Dave doesn't know how to take a holiday, he's gone and rebuilt the sounds again.
Here we go.
Not just improved engine recordings, you're getting a completely new sound set from most things you hear often in the airplane. The Paxson AEVC, for example, We went out on a special recording mission with an aircraft, wired up the flight deck and exterior with microphones, and captured an array of high-quality sounds over the course of a day. This will bring lots of little details, like the pack's tonality and pitch being tied into the heat demand that's requested of them, and the ambience on the flight deck changing as you move around the space in 3D. Building on the new sounds, we've also made a major breakthrough with the limitation of the Msfs sound engine. Previously, external sounds couldn't be attenuated based on your position within the aircraft relative to open doors or windows. But with some absolute wizardry from the team, we've overcome this limitation, and now we have a single, seamless, and dynamic sound set that calculates and applies occlusion, meaning nothing ever really sounds out of place as you float yourself through the cockpit door into the cabin with the L1 door open, and you'll hear the APU or the brake fans or whatever's going on outside too. This did require us, though, to go through all 3,000 plus samples on the aircraft and adjust for this system, but we think it's been thoroughly worth it. We've built this in 2024 and we backported it to 2020, but it's even better in 2024 with the walk-around mode. More on that later. The displays have gotten a rework for color accuracy too, thanks again to a recent reference strip allowing us to use calibrated color sampling technology to identify the exact tonality of the displays, both the slightly older LCDs, as appropriate for your average CEO, and the revised backlighting on the 725s in the Neo. Surprisingly, there is quite some color variability, even between displays in the same flight deck. And finally, we have a few hundred bug fixes and changelog items besides all of these big ticket things. And that's only for the stuff that's applicable to both sims. Let's now do a rapid fire run through of all the 2024 specific stuff. The big one for 2024 is that the airplane has been rebuilt as a native 2024 modular sim object package. If you don't know what this means, that's okay, but it is a big deal, tantamount to building a whole
So we got a whole bunch of
the
pretty big updates here. I'll watch some more of that later on. I'm impressed. I'd like to request runway 27 left via Jet I3, Southwest 28-4.
Southwest 284, 27 left is not an active arrival runway. Unable runway change.
Okay. Well, we're doing that runway anyways, because that's what makes sense, and I'm not getting dinged with fly the line. Something's really going wonky with Beyond ATC today.
Southwest 284, you were assigned flight level 320.
Yeah, we're just gonna kill it out, I guess.
You at flight level 30.
All right, we're going ATC-less for the rest of the flight. See, like, I remember them saying they did add a feature where you can go ahead and turn off you can request a different runway, but clearly it's not the case because I tried to. It's giving me some runways, but it's only giving me runways going east, nothing going west. They're making it very difficult for me to fly any other plane. Yeah, for sure. It's when it comes out, I'm probably gonna be flying like everyone else, gonna be flying the Phoenix for a while. The latest weather METAR. Let's see if we can get the latest update here, just to make sure that I'm not making up stories. As of latest update was still about 40 minutes ago, and it was still 27. So yeah, this runway makes the most sense. This runway still makes most sense. I'm so freaking stoked. I'm a huge Airbus person, though, so Phoenix is a must. With the 350, wish the 350 would have been better. Oh, yeah. Imagine if Phoenix would have made the 350 like they were going to. If they didn't scrap it, imagine what could have been. What could have been. I'm surprised that Phoenix didn't charge for the new update. Like we were talking about earlier, like it's so cool to see a developer put the effort in like that and not require money. So many developers would have charged for an upgrade for that. And the same is being said currently for the E-Jet. You know, Flight Sim Studios got a lot of heat for the E-Jet, You know, it's been a couple of years now, and there still is no working VNav available. But from all indications, the update that will come out later this year will be free. All right, updated runway with fly the line, 27 left. So, you know, I don't think, I was going to say, I thought they were charging for the 727 update, but probably, I don't think that's true. I think there's a update for, like, there's going to be a paid version for the Super, but not for anything else. PMG would charge for the money. Well, we'll see. We'll see when the 737 comes out. When the 737 comes out, they might be charging, you know, for that. Oh, it makes you want to donate money? Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting. I would love to see, like, how many Phoenixes have been bought. Like, how much money did they make? I guess not money, because that'd be wrong, but how many copies of their plane sold? Because I would not be surprised if it's the best-selling plane for Flight Sim. The best-selling plane, period. Like, I don't know what could top it. PMDG 737, 600 maybe, because it's the cheapest plane. But obviously, you know, look at streamers and content creators and all that stuff. P2's descending. You know, they're all going to fly whatever the latest and greatest is. There's P2 right up there. 33 nautical miles away. You're always going to fly the latest and greatest plane. And it's really hard to gauge. But then you have the consistency, right? You have the consistency. And it seems like the Phoenix is very consistently... You look at any stream, like, people are typically flying that Phoenix. Especially right now, where it's between Phoenix and iFly for the most part when it comes to 2024 and your airliners. You know, you get the sprinkle of the CRJ in there, you get the sprinkle of an E-Jet. You know, there's other airliners available, 350, the 777, etc. But I feel like if you hop in a random stream, it's typically gonna be that Phoenix at 320. 10 knot crosswind, oh boy. Bumpy descent. We're all for fun here on the descents, P2. We're all for that descent fun. Don't forget to hit that like button. Smash it. Alright, runway 27 left is going to be a nice, easy, in theory, turn to the left. So I'm going to go on down here since we're just going without ATC on this approach. I'm going to bring Grumpy, whatever that's supposed to be, right up here. Execute. Good to go. And that's all fine. And this should bring us in direct to the airport. 8,000 for the restriction, but since the plane's going to automatically restrict us, we're going to put in 4,000 feet because that's at Grumpy. And good to go. I have real cat turb on my, and my plane is wobbling. Mine's wobbling too. I don't know if it's as bad as yours. Mine's obviously wobbling, but nothing severe. So nice and quiet though. When you're coming in for descent and the engines are neutral. How's the wing flex looking? I don't really see much of a flex. Southwest planes like just stand out. It's a blue plane. They got the bright colors in the back. Like, they just stand out as a beautiful looking plane. It's a great livery. Whoever designed a livery for Southwest planes should like have won a medal. You can see a Southwest plane, you know, a couple miles away. As long as you can make out the blue and the color different in the back, you're like, yep, I know Southwest. It's a very nice livery. Our wobbles are the same? We're wobbling the same? Alright, coming 18,000. What are we on now? Let's see. This is out. Jeez, we must have been streaming for 3.5 hours. Holy moly! Didn't realize it was that long already. Time flies when you're flying. All right, what's our ETA looking now? Arrival. Let's see, 1607. So we should be on the ground in 14 minutes. 14 minutes. Oh yeah, the all black one. Although I'm kind of partial to that white one too, the white and black. I kind of like that one too, but the all black one's really nice. I forgot about Air New Zealand. Yeah, that's a really nice livery too. All right, 18,000 standard pressure. All right, let's bring out those speed brakes. 13 minutes behind me. That should be perfect timing, because then I can land at runway 27 left, taxi to the right, and by the time I get to the gate, you should be coming in on your approach. That should work out pretty good. Kingfisher Airlines? I've never heard of that. What is Kingfisher Airline? Kingfisher. It's an Indian-based airline established in 2003. Started commercial operation in 2005. Big old Kingfisher on the side. I like the bird. Their slogan was "Fly the good times." Go first. I like it. Kingfisher. They definitely have their name standing out big time. Oh, they went bankrupt. Alright, 13,000's coming up. There's that trim in motion. There's brakes kind of just slowly pulling it back just a little bit. I don't want to get too fast, I don't want to get too slow. Find that happy medium. It was named after the beer company of the owner, Kingfisher Beer. Oh, interesting. What the hell is down here? What is going on down here? Smokestacks? We got a nuclear plant? Oh, I think so. Jeez. I guess so. Yeah, that's a nuclear plant, alright. And there's a Chernobyl down there. It looks so weird when it hasn't generated the ground very much, but then it generates these random big old towers. That's always cool. Alright, 90 lights are next. The owner was called the King of Good Times. Oh, that makes sense for the slogan then. Kingfisher. The Good Times. Or what was it? The Good Time Flies or something? I can't remember. Okay, so we need to try to be center. We need to try to be in the middle of our landing zone. So much pressure landing with fly the line. You know, with like APL or any other one, it's like As long as you're in the landing zone, as long as you're center lined, as long as you know, your feet per minute's good, it's fine. You have this like strict, really strict center line. I mean, landing zone. Landing lights are on. Don't see an airport yet, I don't think. Might be right there. I think it is right there, actually. Alright, speed brakes are stowed. Speed brakes are armed. I will send you the jingle on Discord. That's quite the ring. All right, looking good. Looking good. And 10,000 passed. Now there's a 8,000 restriction here, but after that we should be able to go down 4,000 feet in whatever that is, 20-ish nautical miles. So that should be no problem whatsoever. No issue at all. Got P2 back there, 25 nautical miles behind us. The Atlanta I have loaded in is the Imagine Sim Atlanta. My only really complaint with it is, I've said it before, but is the grass is in 3D. The grass is still flat, just, you know, green. And I thought for sure with the 2024 premium version or whatever converted version that it would be better looking, but I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed. Hopefully they do get that fixed. I understand like sceneries that didn't get compatible updates to 2024 and that they're 2020 versions. I get that part, but this one they said it was optimized for 2024, and I feel like if you're mentioning the word 2024 in there, it should use the majority of the features of 2024. And I don't know how much work it would take for them to fix that or change it, but I guess it wasn't crazy expensive too, like 20 bucks for a busy airport. That's not too bad. But I sent it to my DM. I'd play it, but I don't want to like get banned on. I don't want to get a block on YouTube. I always be careful what music I play on YouTube here, because they might block it. Like when I was doing the expo stream. I put it in, I ended up unlisting it because it was blocking out parts of it, and it might get me copyright strikes. So I gotta be very careful about the strikes. Alright, coming in for the arrival here, you can see you got flight line up there in the top left. We should get our third one, our third skill point on the arrival. So to end the stream, I'll go ahead and do that skill point, but that's about all I'll do for it, and then we'll end for the day. Pick it back up tomorrow, I think, probably. Although, I don't know, now that... Well, we'll see. We'll see how the day goes. I would like to stream tomorrow. Yeah, I probably will still. Alright, spin over to the left, all looking grand. Are you doing the same arrival, P2? 27 left via Jedi 3. There's P2. Alright, what was our landing? 146 is going down here, and this says 146. So 146 for the arrival. Altimeter's check 3018. Let's see what VATSIM's telling me. Navigraph is telling me 3019, so pretty darn close. Okay, same arrival, same approach. Okay, cool. So again, if you're just tuning in or you've been here for a while, Beyondatc was being really funky on this flight, so went ahead and kicked it off. So you won't see any traffic on the ground. I guess you wouldn't even to begin with, because I turned off traffic because of whatever is going on with my system today. I'll do some testing, but I'm definitely going to uninstall GSX. Keep in mind, if you ever do disable or remove GSX, or if there's a big sim update, I do recommend going into the scenery indexes in your app data folder if you use Steam, and clear out all that jazz along with your cache. Delete that too. It will regenerate them, because sometimes your jetways are all goofy if you don't. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to get some lunch and I'm going to do all that and then do my other flight, and then decide what I want to do going forward. If I want to go to KLM, I have to decide. I have to look at what airlines fly in Europe, because I think I want to do fly to line in Europe for the big update from Phoenix. That's kind of what my plan is. All right, 10 nautical miles out, 20 nautical miles total. So we're going to be 10 nautical miles out, likely in for the arrival, which means we should probably have flaps pretty much configured at 5 by the time we hit Grumpy up here. Can you give me a tutorial on Discord? Oh yeah, for sure. So let's see, we got, we're going to wait a little bit longer for the flaps. And 6 nautical miles out, that means there's 16 total. We'll wait until about 12 nautical miles out, then we'll go ahead and start bringing out the flaps. Yes. Yeah, P2, that should be the one. Let me just verify. Pretty sure that's it. Not sim objects. Yeah, that's the one. Yep, delete all the crap in there. And then out, if you go out one folder, you'll see a folder called cache. If you delete that, delete the folder in cache. Also, don't delete the scenery index folders. I don't know if that regenerates it, but just delete the contents in the scenery indexes. So delete that one, delete the folder inside cache. And then it should be good. It just rebuilt all that stuff again. But it seems to work when you disable GSX or anything like that. Alright, first notch of flaps are coming on out. And approach is armed. Airport's in sight. Runway is in sight. Yeah, I'm gonna do it too, just because mine's being funky. And 12 nautical miles out. We're going to hold off just a little bit more on the flaps. Yeah, this is the last one, P2. I got to get some food in my belly. Are we there? Yeah, Maddie, welcome back. How was lunch? Flaps 2. We're on approach now. Good timing. 3019er for the ILS. Or sorry, for the altimeter. Altimeter, as Beyondatc likes to say sometimes. And flaps 5. It's P2, we can just barely see him out there. P2, when you get to depot, let me know. If you could, please. If you just before you get to depot, just let me know. Just so I make sure I don't miss your landing. Alright, we're a little bouncy here. Up to 16 knots, 15 knots. Yeah, definitely this was the right call for the runways because it definitely would have been a tailwind, at least as it looks right now. 260, 18 knots. Jeez. 18 gusting? Holy smokes. Okay. My METAR is outdated. Let's see if it updated. Yep. I'm showing the same thing. 260, 7, and 18. Okay, yep. Yeah. 260? Ooh, it's gonna be a slight crosswind then, huh? Alright, gear coming down. Speed back down to 160. Lunch was expensive. And flaps 10. Flaps 15. 6 nautical miles out. Stabilized. Speed. Flaps 25. Full flaps 30. 146, right? 146 checked. Let the auto trim do its job. Alright, stabilizing. Auto trim set. And AP is off my aircraft. So the middle point of this landing looks to be right there, right past that one. Oh, I'm off to the side. Steady it. This crosswind is screwing with me, P2. Alright, bring that nose down. Oh, this is a hell of a crosswind. This is a hell of a gust, man. This is going to be shady approach. Alright. This is going to be fun to watch P2 do this. Professional pilot. A little high on the approach. Let's bring the nose down. And we're going to get dinged on that one. This is definitely the most unstable approach I've had with Fly to Line. Alright, we're landing. See the touchdown zone.
50, 40, 30, 20,
Idle.
10.
You're down. Touchdown. Get that nose down. Nose is down. Reversers are out. Alright, reversers are stowed. Flaps coming up. And we're 70% in the touchdown zone. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if it's less is better or more is better. Landing lights are coming off next. Welcome to Hotlanta. P2 says the P stands for professional sim pilot. Yeah, I shouldn't have been looking at other things. I was looking at the touchdown zone thing. I should have been focusing on landing because then we got caught off guard and got pushed over to the left a little bit. Alright, swing over to the right here. We'll make our taxi. And then we'll get to view Senor P2 coming in. Here comes P2, I think. Oh, there's that stutter again. There he is. Got a little bit of time, I think. We can go over here, taxi to our gate. We gotta wait to 3 minutes anyways before we can turn off the engines and hit the button. We arrived 53 minutes early into Hotlanta. Taxi lights are off. I'm also curious if I got dinged on the taxi speed taking off. And then stop. Park and brake is set. Let's go over here. Go to menu, system page. Connect that jazz. The ground power so we don't forget. And then we'll go see if we can find P2. 7 nautical miles from depot. Steer a cockpit, talk to y'all after landing. Not one pilot has a perfect landing in the world of aviation. Mother Nature is the boss. Well said, Maddie. Well said. You see how the grass is like just flat? Yuck. 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 From the sky, it looks good. That's one thing I wish they would get going on. Get that fixed up. It's all quiet. Alright, so I look to have touched down. Dino, welcome on in. We're watching P2 coming in for his landing. He's in the 319. We landed in the MAX. We're here in Hotlanta. We're using Fly the Line. New career add-on for Flight Sim. I think I touched down here somewhere. I should have touched down right there. But I think I touched down a little bit later. I think I was right here. That's where I felt like I touched down. You see that mark there? That's me. So sync rate was 251, landing speed 135, 70% in the touchdown zone. But it's, they do recommend you wait 3 minutes after you land to disconnect, or sorry, to end flight in Fly the Line, which I'm not quite sure why, because it does pop up fairly quick. The end flight does. It says for like the engine cooldown or something. All right, P2 should just about hit depot. He's 6 nautical miles out. But overall, like the airport is good. Like it looks really, really nice. It's well detailed. I love the background here. That's not part of the airport, of course, the scenery, but the Fly Delta is nice. Like the airport is nice. It's a very good airport. They just need to add grass. Add grass to the ground, and I would be sold. Yeah, this is dicey. This November, I'll be flying from Ontario, California to Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, that's fun. Do you know what plane? Do you have tickets yet? Do you know what plane you're flying in? California to Tennessee. That's a long flight. That's definitely not one I do in the sim. I like doing the short hauls. I prefer the short hauls in the sim. All right, P2's 4 nautical miles out. He should be popping up momentarily. 4,000 in the sky. Southwest. Oh, nice. So 737, an 800 or 700 or max. All right, P2, the world is watching. We have 9 people watching the professional pilot at hand. I know your fingers are getting sweaty. I know your arms are like mom's spaghetti. I know you're already forgetting, but you have to remember. 700 or max. All right, nice. That'd be fun. Are you visiting family or going for vacation? 2 nautical miles out. There he is. He's popped up. I'm about 869 miles on a King Air C90. I'm about to do what? 869 miles? Holy, with a King Air? Holy jeez. All right, P2 looks like he's pretty far over to the right there. Am I on the wrong runway? Oh, 27 left. Oh, that's why. I'm an idiot. All right, here we go. All right, there's the touchdown zone. And I think I touched down right here. There's the, see the crack? That's where I touched down. The suspense is killing me. Sean's in the thunderstorms. Ugh. Oh, nice. Not bad. Not bad. Very, very nice. He's holding it. Holding it. Letting it settle down. Letting it settle down. There we go. All right, a good touchdown zone. I like that. Very good. Compared to mine, I think that was much better. Very nice job. P2 should be able to make this. Come on now, you can do that. Oh, I didn't take it. Welcome to Hotlanta, P2. Welcome to Hotlanta. It looks really nice. That looked really, really nice. No, there's no sounds. All right, let's get back to the cockpit here. Let's go ahead and go into... Oh, there goes that error again. And engines off. And we're going to go ahead and bring up flight line. Keep hitting the wrong button. Alright, so we're going to end flight and see what happens here. Butter King, no negatives, 88 out of 100. Okay, not as good as 91, but I'll take 88 out of 100. I'll take 88 out of 100. So you got 10 feedbacks, nothing negative in that, all was good. Climb, that's all good too apparently. Cruise was good. There was one cruise feedback. With altitude, okay, that's fine. And then that all looks good. Landing, here's the important stuff. So landing rate, sync rate 251. 251, I'll take it. PT, we'll see what you got. A 340, really? A 342? It seemed a lot better than that. A 251 in ours. And there's our route. Alright, so we made 42 bucks out of that. 34 extra bonus XP, 26. That pushes us over to level 3. There we go. So I got 2 skill points. Salary increase from 210 to 282 per day. Got a promotion. Jeez, got a big old bonus. Made some serious money on that one. Yeah, that felt really... that looked really, really good, P2. I don't know how that was possible. To be that high. Okay, let's go to skill points real quick. Let's check it out. So skill points, I can do the fast... Oh, I already have it unlocked, I think. Right? Is that 3... Is that what that means? Oh no, these are at... Oh, at level... Okay, so at level 3 unlock it. Okay, I got it. So, like here, Venture will unlock... No, it says level 2. Or do I have to put 2 points into it? Oh, now I'm confused. Fast travel... Okay, so let's see. So I want to do... Here's a coder. Here's P2. Hobbies and leisure, activities, task completions, life satisfactions, 4%. Multitasker. Black Friday, every Friday enables select amazing offers on shop items. Take advantage of this. I don't care about that. Alright, we're gonna do this. We're gonna put a point, 3 points in that. Oh yeah, so it does take 3 points. Okay, I see. Yeah, so it is 3 points. This one takes 2. Although that wasn't unlocking, so I'm really confused now. And then I think we're gonna save this next one. Yeah, we're gonna save these other 2 points. Alright, so we have that done. It started floating, so I let it go on the stick a bit, and it dipped. Ah, yeah. That's what happens with the Phoenix a lot, it seems like. We'll see what the flight models are like with the update. Alright, here's the house. So we do have 3,000 bucks to spend. Let's click on the sim pit here. This sim pit adds to... Let's see, it helps with fatigue if we get the desk. We can't get the PC yet, but we can certainly get the desk. So let's go ahead and buy the desk. And then let's buy the chair, because that adds to fatigue, or helps improve the fatigue. Alright, brings us down to 19,000. Why is this rug so expensive? Jeez, 2,000 bucks for the rug? That's wild. Alright, let's go see where we're sitting for our fatigue level. At 75%. Oof. Okay, let's see what else we can get to improve the fatigue. Or to lower the fatigue. Bedroom, is there anything in the bedroom? 6 for... I don't have enough for the cupboards. 4, 5 for table. 3 picture... Let's go with this dude here. It's gonna wipe me out, but we're gonna do it. Oh. Alright. So that brings me down to 400 bucks. Okay, that helped bring it back up a point. That's the only one that I struggle with is fatigue, so we gotta figure out that. And then we have, my next flight is this one here. I was worried the plane will rise, so I let it, yeah. Yeah, the Phoenix is tough with that, because if you let it go too much, then it dips down really hard. Yep, absolutely. Well, that's going to end today's stream. I do appreciate everyone that came in. This was a lot of fun. We got two fairly long flights. We got, what did we do today? 4 hours almost? Yeah, almost 4 hours worth of streaming. So a lot of fun. My plan is tomorrow to do another stream. It'll be just one flight, and we'll see what's on my schedule here. And ideally, I'll probably still use Fly the Line. But I'm having a blast with this so far. I think it's cool. I think there's some things, obviously, that can use some work. But overall, I think it's a pretty neat little program. I'm not going to give any recommendation in terms of if you should buy it or not. I think that's all your own personal preference. If you should or shouldn't. Because obviously it's, you know, career modes are different for a little bit everyone. It comes P2 taxi on in. Thanks, P2, for coming in for today's 2 flights. Lots of fun. He's going to go park at Delta Land, which is pretty much the entire airport. I think I'm parked at Delta Land, personally. Great, not re. But yeah, P2, thanks for coming in. Maddie, thanks for coming in. Thanks everyone for coming in. And we'll see everyone likely tomorrow, same time. And then we'll see when the next update comes out or is released for the Phoenix. Until then, have a great rest of the day and see you next time. Take care.